shouldn't be a military.
Welcome to the real world. I can show you the world.
And then?
And you'll be in a world of legendary moments will be captured. So stand up, scream, and make sure the boys feel you.
And the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys? Yeah!
Well. Look at what we have here. Good evening, everybody. Game time, Brian, otherwise known as Sleepy Mailman. Yes, Sleepy Mailman. I fell asleep and I said, nah, I'm good. They don't have to wake me up. I never oversleep. I took something over 3 hours later and I woke up and dazed and confused. So I deserve everything you guys say in the chat. I literally set the stream, went and did a couple things. Said I'm going to go lay down for a little bit, and then I'll get up and work on the broadcast. And now we're starting. So here we go, everybody. Good evening. I apologize to my panelists here. I don't have my act together. But
I'm sorry, man. I'm loving every fucking minute because I've been there. I have been there, and it's always different to try to turn. Like usually on my broadcast, I make sure I have everything set up. I'm like an hour before. You know, I'm getting my drinks ready. I'm getting stuff going. This guy is just like rolling out of bed. You ever get that? I'm late for work. Oh, shit.
Oh, it's that way because I looked at the clock and I'm like 8:30.
I was laughing.
I'm like,
man, I
wait,
wish I was.
hold up. I fell asleep, but I still got all night to sleep. And I'm like, oh, wait. I'm supposed to be up doing something. All right, here we go.
I love your intro. I love your intro, man.
Yeah, I don't know who made that, but they were like some geniuses. But we are here in our inaugural show. I don't know how good this is going to be. If this is what the first show means. You know what I'm saying? If the first show,
it's all uphill.
If the first show don't start until 45 minutes late, this may not be good. But anyway, I'm playing.
If you've ever been to a Damian Marley concert, the same thing. So you're good, man.
Yeah, I feel like Axl Rose back in the 80s, or in the 90s and 2000s, where he would be 3 hours late because he's working. I don't know what he was doing, but he would be.
We all know.
You know, just start at 8:30 next time. That's all.
That's what I thought. I thought maybe he just. I thought maybe he was
9.
ready. He was going for the 8:30 thing.
Hey, Brian, you did me a favor though.
I'd still be late.
You
All right,
did me a favor though,
chat
Brian. I was
real
able to get
quick.
home.
Let me get to the chat real quick, and then maybe we'll go a little shorter. I don't know. We'll just play it by ear. We got George DC for Life is in here. Ultra Cowboy, Logan Motorsports, CZ. Daniel M is in the house. Joe DeMasi. What's up, brother? Clemente. The fake Philly 500 has showed up. Who else we got? Ultra Cowboy, Twiz the Jig is in the house. Daniel M, what's going on, brother? Daniel, Logan Motorsports, if I didn't say it, because I'm repeating. Jimbo, my neighbor. What's up, Jimbo? How are you?
Yeah, we're about to get Jimbo to knock on your door, man.
Yeah, I think you need to send Jimbo over to give me a well check. I mean, we're neighbors, but we're not that close. Maybe 10 minutes.
Well, he was definitely better. He was doing
closer.
He
Right?
could have done better than what I was doing.
Momo, I like this. How long should I stay on this late? A mailman, did he switch jobs and join UPS? Yes. I see. I see that. I deserve it. Primetime Phil's in the house. What's going on? Where are we at? Clemente. I got a couple texts from Clemente. Are you okay? What are you doing? I looked down. I must have 40 messages. I don't even want to look. Oscar Perini, what's going on? Vinny's in the house. Let's get to. We got some dedicated people. I would have been long gone. I would have been like, F this, Momo. No offense to Momo. Eagles has landed. What's going on? Who else we got? Mouse in the house is here. I guess we're all good, right? I guess
Say hi to Drew. I think Drew was.
Drew. Well, Drew.
Randy.
Susanna's in the house. Randy McIntyre, what's up?
Hey, how y'all doing tonight?
Sorry about that. It's better.
Hey, no problem.
Yeah, I'm a dick. That dude Rolo. Let me get to the super chat. Oh, there's a couple super chats. If the mailman may run late from time to time, but he never fails to deliver. That dude Rolo. Thank you, brother. We'll see what I'm going to deliver tonight because I didn't prepare anything. So.
Oh no! Remember, this is the Clash. You let them do their thing, man. They're the ones representing their teams and stuff like that. And I know they got ammo.
You know,
Brian, sometimes unplanned things end up being better.
Yeah, I know. Well, Phil knows we normally don't plan a lot, so it's fine. But he swallowed. What does that even mean, Ultra? I don't even want to know what that means. That scares me.
He was like,
hey,
he's like Primetime had to get Daisy to pee on him. And I was like, no, I think it was the opposite. I had to get Daisy to stop peeing on him because it was like pushing his fetish or something like that. I don't know what.
Oh, God, I don't know what the hell is going on. Leo Bridgewater, what's going on, brother? We have a special show here. Swoop. Oh, wow. We're graced by the Eagles mascot, Swoop. We got Loyal Cowboy in here. Obviously, Drew. I'm trying to fast forward, everybody. Jay Smooth, what's up, brother? All right.
He's got 45 minutes to catch up on.
All right. Well, we sit here, gentlemen. It's June 11th, all right? It is June 11th. We got September 4th. So let's do the math. We got 19 days. So we got 19. We got 20, 50.
No, Brian's just telling you that because you ever wake up and not know what day it is?
We got 85 days.
It's still June? Is this still June?
12 weeks from tomorrow. 12 weeks from tomorrow.
85 days from the start of the season, okay? And we, it's nice being the Super Bowl champions as the Eagles are because everybody has work to do, but it doesn't seem like you have that much work to do. Even though Phil will tell you, each year is a year upon itself. You come in at a higher floor, Drew. You're the Super Bowl champs. You get that, you get as a fan to say, we're the champs all year until you're dethroned, right? That's just how it works. But for everybody else, it's like, okay, what do we have to do to get to the champ? And we could debate on what our teams are doing in the offseason, but I don't know, Phil, how many teams really have a legitimate shot at this thing? If you're being honest. How many teams have a legitimate shot?
I would say 7 to 8. I would say truly when it breaks it down to it. I mean, depending on injuries and what allows at the end. But when it comes to the playoffs, you know who the threats are. There's always that, Cinderella story. We all like those. I'm pretty sure some of our history has happened because of Cinderella stories. But hey, we'll take those, man. Those feel just as sweet. So I actually think that's like 7 or 8, and you can almost predict the 7 or 8 now that are legitimate. Now, obviously, the season gets on, and then those slightly change. They shouldn't change too much, but I think those contenders are still up there, from last year.
Well, and I bring that up because in order to do anything, normally you have to win your division, which is why I always told Louis T how much I really loved his NFC East Super Friends. Now, this is going to be more of a channel member battle every week, and we'll bring on different guys. But I wanted to start with, and it could have been, I could have brought Ultra on, right, on the inaugural show, but, and I could have brought Eagle Wade on, but I didn't really want to do that with Eagle Wade. I wanted to go with, we all know who the guy is to represent the Eagles. Okay, we love him, we hate him, we agree, we disagree. Eagles Drew is in the house representing the Philadelphia. It's an easy position, but he's representing the reigning Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. Drew, good evening, sir. How you doing, brother?
Good evening, everybody.
Go
Birds.
I think I put him to sleep.
Thanks for allowing me. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, thanks for allowing me to come on with this first inaugural Battle Royale Thunderdome.
Wow.
6-man inner, 1-man leagues. Yeah, the champ is here, man. The champ is here.
All right, champ is here. Now we're gonna move over to an often. I don't know if you're often imitated, but Momo, I would say you come from the most interesting point where representing the Commanders, you now are new on the scene, right? You're the next hot thing. Everybody, I'm telling you, when the season, everybody's talking Washington Commanders. They're talking Jaden Daniels. You went from obscurity, right, last year to literally shocking the world and just winning. I think it might have been Drew who said how good Washington was going to. Maybe, I don't know. I'm still in the fog.
It was me.
Somebody
It
was
me.
saying
I
how
called
good
it.
he thought they were going to be. Now, I
was
would
me.
say,
So,
yeah.
I called
So
it.
you have to look at someone's schedule, right? And we can get into that. That's one of the things I did want to get into, not going down each team's schedule, but when it comes to playing each other and when we play each other and who's at the advantage of when that happens. We
Man.
could realistically talk about it. Everybody's going to think their team's going to win every game. I get it, but we'll realistically see what's going on. What was that, Phil?
No, I was gonna, just like anything, I agree with Drew in the sense that, there's Heisman Trophy winners that come out of college and stuff that you're like, okay, I'm not really sure about that one. I think Jalen Daniels definitely had that pedigree, and we all can kind of see that. We're a little bit more pro ready than a lot of the other guys. CJ Stroud the year before, but I kind of wanted to take a poke at Deebo Samuel. Have you seen him?
Well, that's what I'm going to get Momo. Introducing, representing
Okay.
the
Oh.
Washington Commanders is Momo. Good evening, Momo. Sorry
All
that
right,
I
hold
overslept.
on. Yeah, hold the applause. Yeah, hold the applause, because I am in the house. Hold the applause. Hold the.
I have an applause
So,
button.
what happened today? It's not a big thing for me, but Debo does look good. He lost weight.
He
He's
looks
in
thick,
shape.
but he looks thick though. He looks thick, which is good. If you're gonna be running the ball, I think that's gonna be a good thing for him.
And Lattimore looks awesome,
Yeah, he does.
and he's like that.
Hold
The
on,
biggest
hold on.
hiccup
I call
today.
cap on
Noah
that.
Brown gets hurt.
Well, I mean, he looked good
I
now.
call
We
cap
all know
on
that.
I get trolled every day when I make a video that I say a guy looks good in pajamas and a t-shirt. All right,
So Noah Brown gets
Bro,
hurt.
you're
He
gonna
gets
get lit
carted
up
off
for that.
today.
I know, and I did a video, but
Oh, did he?
I'm gonna let
He got carted
I'm
off
gonna let
today. He
Drew
just
eat
came
you
back.
alive
He had
shortly.
major
Okay,
surgery with
just
his
get ready.
kidneys, and so he came back today, and he
Well,
got carted. He got hurt today. He got carted off the field.
And yeah, I don't want to see that. So we were gonna light you up very shortly for everything you just said. So just stay tuned.
Okay, but here's the thing. Here's the thing.
You're gonna get lit up.
Well, we are number one, and we are going to win the division. I said this something like that.
Beautiful dreamer.
Hold on,
Be quiet,
Jesse.
Sybil. Be quiet, Sybil. She's got more than one personality.
All right, now we're gonna start out with the bottom dwellers, representing the bottom dweller Giants, who do have a lot of talent. They still got the same coach. They still got the same GM, but I like a lot of what they did. We always joke, but representing the New York Football Giants, which isn't easy these days. Maybe it's easy now, post draft, but still, you have a long way to go. But I like what you guys are doing. Jesse, what's going on, brother?
Brothers, what's up? How's it going?
Are you
so
ready
far, my
to fight
team-
for your spot here?
Oh yeah, we'll take that hard schedule. Like I said before, we'll do what we gotta do, find out who's good, who's bad, who's ugly, and commence to get some ass whooping, especially to Washington, for our first game. And we'll see what we got. I mean, the defense looks hot. We had no issues right now under the practices over here now. Nobody's here holding out, Momo. Like I said, nobody's holding out, Momo. So we're gonna see what we got. I can't wait. I just can't wait for the season. And like I said, the Eagles right now are the bar. If we can win one game off of them, we know we're doing something right. So we'll see what happens, guys.
All right. Well, that sets up the table for the final combatant in tonight NFC East clash, which is the humble. There's a class act. He defers. He will get a little testy at times, and I like it because he needs to be testy. Because if not, you're going to get run over. And that would be Randy McIntyre representing America's team, representing the Cowboys. Randy, good evening.
Hey, how y'all doing tonight?
Are you ready? Well, I'm doing.
I'm
good.
ready.
Yeah, I'm well
I'm ready
rested.
for the dark horse in the NFC East, to be back in the shadows to reach out and strike this year. You watch.
Yes.
Thank you, Randy.
I'm not talking about the Giants.
Well, we're gonna get right into it. Okay.
Yeah, we're doing good, man.
I want to start with this is about. I want to, and we're gonna keep the answers short, but I want to start with Drew and go, Drew. Heading into the season, do you have any? Do you have any concerns about your team, like being ready to go week 1, game 1? Are you ready to defend, Drew? Eagles, Drew.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't have I don't have any major concerns. I do have concerns when it comes to, like, when I look at the defense. We did lose some depth. We did lose some players, but we have a lot of talent. So when I look at the defense, I'm looking at cornerback 2. I'm looking at safety play, and I'm looking at the depth of the edge position. So I look at the defense and I say, like, there's some questions there, but I'm not really highly concerned because we have Vic Fangio. We have a lot of talent. We have young talent. And, so when I look at the defense, that's where my major concern is. When I look at the offense, I have zero concern at all. Zero concern.
Rochelle Davis is in the chat. Chris Dooley says Ringo getting cooked. So we'll get to that. All right. So Drew feels on top of the world. We're going to move on to Momo. How are you feeling, brother? We talked about, you're talking about how great everybody's doing in shirts and T-shirts. How you feeling right now, Momo, about your squad? You feeling good? You have no concerns.
No concern.
Okay. Well, hey.
Because I think the defense stopping the run. I think we will stop the run this year. I believe that.
Okay. Well, you sound like the Cowboys, but okay. Jesse.
Well, remember, that was Dan Quinn thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Jesse Montanez, your team has been rough, right? The New York Giants have been rough. You've had a good draft, but it's young football players, okay?
Yep.
What are you thinking here? I need some confidence that they're going to come out and actually have a winning record early on. They're going to be able to hold their own. We all know Eagles and Dallas start on Thursday night, September 4th, but the Giants visit Washington Commanders. Okay, so let's get right into it. Phil, before we get into everybody, Phil, what is your thought on the Commanders?
On the Commanders?
Yes.
I think they didn't really add a lot. They didn't have a lot of ability to do stuff in the draft. So where they picked it, I think it was pretty good talent. I'm not going to say. I thought this draft was very deep. So to me, I think everybody was going to at least walk away with somebody. I think your first pick was a really good one.
They had a couple good picks, but they only had 5 picks.
But that was it. That was kind of that was kind of it. And then at least they got Debo. I think that was something. That's
they're
to me, that's
talking
a
about
weapon.
Debo, right? Yeah, they're talking about Debo. Jesse, do you have anybody who's going to be able to stop Debo, Samuel?
There you go. His name is Abdul Carter.
Abdul Carter's going to play corner. Okay, well, that's the problem. What cornerbacks do you have ready to go to contend with Debo and Scary Terry? Scary Terry will be there by the regular season. He has to be. He'll be there.
You think so?
Well, yeah, he's not holding out. Or there is a rumored trade between Debo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk. Not Debo. Scary Terry and Brandon Ayuk, which I think would help both teams because he wants out. But Chris Dooley says no. But that is the rumored deal where Ayuk comes to the Commandos and Washington.
So how are you feeling about that, though, the matchup with those guys going into Washington? Because Washington does have weapons. Let's be real. To get, and Dan Quinn is at least smart enough to conjure up some stuff on defense to really kind of cause some problems. Even if, the running game, I think that can be where you're running back. Are you feeling good about that going in?
This is what I want to do, Phil. I want to get, and Phil is going to have the first question for him because we had all this time to prepare. Okay, Momo versus Jesse. Week 1, Giants at the Commanders. And I'll have the first question. Phil, you think of something, but
okay.
Jesse, tell Momo, what do you think realistically you're going to have for the Commanders in Landover, Maryland? Are you week 1? Well, how confident are you feeling, Jesse? And you're talking to Momo, and I want Momo to respond.
Well, I want to tell you, Momo, okay, our team's brand new. Our defense right now on paper looks sharp, but they're going to be rusty like your team's going to be rusty because it's the first game of the season. And you know as well as I do, preseason ain't nothing. Preseason is just a bunch of people playing tag. So with our boots to the ground, we're going to do something with you. Oh, and by the way, what about that receiver? Have you signed him yet? Or are you still out of the game? Still out waiting?
Go ahead, Momo. Come on.
Okay,
get it.
here's the problem with that. What he said is that we're good. Our defense is going to be fine. Our offense is going to be even fine, and our quarterback is going to be better than ever because you don't have nobody. Because you get these guys who came off the draft. They have to prove themselves. They got to get into shape, football shape. They still in college shape. They
But your
not
team,
NFL
your
shape.
team's not in
They
football
in
shape
college
yet.
shape.
You're not
So
in football shape either.
end of the day, we gonna be fine. Your hat. By end of that game, your hat will be upside down. The letters are gonna be upside down, Jesse, because
Well,
you're gonna have
once we go
a even
ahead,
turnover. So
once we go ahead and
let's
give,
pump
like
the
I said,
brakes.
once again,
Let's stop
once you give
talking
your
about
quarterback, once you
what
get
you're
the
going to
quarterback on
do.
her ass again,
Momo,
we'll see.
who you have running the football?
Thank you.
No, I'm asking him a question, and then you can go. And...
Brian.
Yes.
Brian Robinson.
John
Oh,
Reed.
Yes.
okay. I said, I'm not
They
running the
got. I
football.
think that's the one thing they do have is they do have running backs. I mean, and then let's say the
I
other
like
two go
Brian
down.
Robinson,
Debo
but...
Samuel's a good substitute for running back as well
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
So,
and then we
that's-
got Dayton Daniels. You don't know if he's going to do play action, run right, run left, run in the
So
middle.
when I ask this
throw a quick
question,
slant.
I'm not swaying any one way or another, but I'm going to ask this. This is where with the running back, I think that's where I question with Jesse and the team is because I think quarterback they definitely improved from what they were last year.
Damn straight.
But did your running back line improve? You can't tell me Cam Scambro is going to be your answer.
No, like I said, we Scambro, Scataboo, you rude.
Scataboo. Sorry, my bad.
Scambro.
What his name was.
The problem with the Giants running attack, got starting quarterback gonna be Russell Wilson. He needs a running attack to be effective.
And crazy ass Jameis Winston.
So yeah, but we got with the quarterback. Russell Wilson has won the Super Bowl.
No, you keep going by the past. Russell Wilson needs an established running attack to be effective, and he has not been effective.
Saquon. Oh wait,
we got shit.
You
Saquon, really?
Oh man, that was a little too soon.
all about that. You traded him.
Saquon ain't coming back in that building.
All right.
Don't worry, brother. I just love the
I gotta
fact.
play against them.
Yeah. So listen, I
Yeah,
would say.
no offense, Jesse, but you could get an AI
Giants-
in there. Get an AI dressed look like him, run up and down the field. That's the only way you
Yeah,
can.
sure, Momo. You go
Phil can
ahead.
make something up.
Put that left hand up there, waving at him when I say bye-bye. Thank you for the win.
So
Don't the Giants have that kid Tracy?
Tyron.
He's a really good back from
Tracy
last year.
he was okay last year. I think he was okay
fine.
for a
He was
substitute.
fine. But
I
like
think
I
it's
said,
Singleton,
Tyron
right?
Tracy.
Singletary or something like that. Devin
Singletary.
Singletary.
yeah, but
Yeah,
like I said, we're in
Who's
rebuild.
always
We're seeing what we got. You know, if we win 8 games, I'm happy. But we're
No,
see
but
what
we're
we
not
got. You
talking
never
8
know.
games. We're talking week 1.
Oh
I
my god, we
actually
got
think
Brian.
you have a good chance.
Got to
go
nap
into
in.
those
He's all
beasts.
refreshed.
Yeah, I was okay. 1 game at a time. Like I said,
No,
we'll take
get him.
the
Game
ball.
at a time.
Let's go. Let's do this.
I like
So
it.
the final score of the game, because I believe the Giants played us tough.
Shit,
both
he ain't
games
seen
last
preseason.
year.
He's already predicting scores. All right, here we go.
Yeah, no, seriously, I think the score going. I
Until
believe
Drew
Washington
talks.
going to hang a 40 burger on them, and I believe.
Pretty much. I'm Madden, maybe. I'm Madden.
I believe the final score going to be 41-13. That's
I say,
wow.
if you want to play like that, 24-23, us.
Wow.
I think the first few games of the season, Washington's gonna blow out some teams, and then they're gonna come to these senses. Then they're gonna even out, have close games, and make comebacks like they did last year.
Okay.
I question how you're going to stop Carter. I definitely question
Thank
how you're
you.
going to stop Carter.
Thank you.
Carter,
and-
no. Oh, okay, here's the problem with Carter. He's gonna run around like his chicken head off. He can be running, trying to sack the quarterback.
But you got
And
another guy on the
next
opposite
thing you know, the
side.
running back
Thibodeau-
or the wide
Thibodeau's
receiver or
good, too.
Jacobs
Thibodeau got
down
something
the
for you.
field.
Okay, Thibodeau and Alexander has something for you. So it's not just him.
We're not worrying about
Thank
you,
you very
Jesse.
much.
Jesse.
You keep yapping them gums.
Well,
It's all right.
Jesse,
Because I know Abdul Carter is gonna
your
do his
protection, you might as well go to the Giants and put your uniform as you work in and protect Russell Wilson because he ain't gonna have no time to throw the ball.
Let's put it this way: well, our defense is going to pick up your quarterback and run with him to the goalpost.
Okay, those days are over. You can't do that no more, Jesse. So stop it.
No, so I think it's definitely a good matchup. I mean, NFC East, man, they're throwing that matchup right off the bat, right? You get all four teams going off. I think your defenses, I think that's what's going to be the thing. I mean, we all know week one, are you as crisp? How much has your offense, your defense been playing in the preseason? I think Abdul Carter and Thibodeau is going to be a hell of a combination. I see them in the practice, and they're getting past the tackles. But then again, I question your tackles for the Giants. So
that's a little Achilles heel.
So when I look at that, I'm like, he's not getting that all-pro against. He's not getting the steel on steel right now. He's not sharpening anything. He's sharpening the other guy, and you need Abdul Carter to sharpen because he's gonna be going against all-pro tackles.
What's up, Woke?
And I think that right there can be, a downfall in the end. But
I think the downfall is to having a quarterback called Russell Wilson
as
your starter.
That you wish you had.
No, I know.
Hold that thought right there. Hold that thought. I want to get Drew and Randy.
Drew, yeah, go ahead.
I want Drew and Randy to comment on this first matchup
on the game
of
Washington and Giants. Yeah, I like it.
That's what I want to see. You guys get in there.
What I want to say
Randy,
is,
go ahead, Randy.
All right. What I believe is the first 3 or 4 weeks of the season, the defenses rule over the offenses. Let's face it. And honestly, I believe neither Washington or the Giants are high-powered offenses. I just don't believe that. I do believe that they're good enough, but I believe the Giants have gotten better on the defensive line. I think the Commanders have gotten worse on the defensive line. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a 17-16 game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout by no means. And I think it's going to go one way or the other.
We're coming for you, Momo. We are coming for you.
That's just my thought.
Eagle Drew.
I agree. I agree with Randy. To me, I think that the Giants arguably have the best front seven in the whole division. They arguably have the best front seven. If you look at them from one end to the other end,
that defensive line is stacked. Yeah,
defensive line is.
You got some static going on there, Drew.
I do. Hold on a
second. Is it me? Do you think?
No, I hear it too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Told you, Momo. We coming for you, Momo.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna be like the working man. We're gonna spray you and keep going.
No, we still bad. Sorry. Well, this is kinks because Drew's trying something different. I had to open my mouth.
Plus the fact that our defense for years.
Unplug your audio cord and plug it back in.
Yes.
If you have audio.
How about now?
It's a little bit better.
Yeah, a little better. Yeah. Almost.
A little better.
No, there it goes.
Okay.
There it goes.
Okay. So what I'm saying is like defense. If I'm looking at the Giants' defense, is that better?
No,
no.
It's not.
No, I think like if you're using a corded connection, I think that's what it might be. I don't know. Sorry about that, Drew. But
what about now?
We got Leo Bridgewood.
Oh, that sounds better.
There you go.
Is that better now?
A little bit.
Okay, there.
Maybe don't talk as close to whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Or unswallow the mic.
When I look at the defenses, I don't think Washington's defense got better. I mean, who were their pass rushers? Who's rushing the quarterback? Who they have?
They got rid of more people than they got. They got rid of a lot more people. Yeah.
I like the draft pick they got, the corners, but who's rushing the passer for Washington? Who's stopping the run for Washington? So when I look at the matchups, I always look at teams in the matchups and how they equally combine, like the offensive line, defensive line. I actually like the Giants to win this game. I think that they come in with being able to run the football, Washington not being able to stop them. I think they can get stops with the Giants defense. When I look at the matchups and you're looking at Debo's, I mean, he's out of shape right now.
You can see it. You can see it.
Hey, what is Terry McLaurin?
He runs like a 6'6" 40.
Exactly. Like, what is Terry going to be ready? Is he going to sit out for the preseason? So Washington has a lot of question marks right now.
Okay, I'd love to comment on that.
Get in there.
Go ahead.
Give me 30 seconds.
Okay, let's stop all this.
Give him 10 seconds. Give him 10 seconds.
Hold on.
Mute yourself,
Let's stop
Drew,
that with Terry McLaurin.
funky
Nobody plays the preseason, Drew. So
You
what
can't
you
handle the
saying? That
truth.
statement saying that he's gonna be
You
ready
can't handle
to
the
be
truth.
ready. Nobody plays the preseason.
We don't know.
Nobody plays on the preseason
Yeah,
now.
but you're
No,
playing at a high level. You said in the
Yeah, you said
preseason.
you're going to be
man, nobody plays the
supreme
preseason.
leader.
Nobody. They basically in the last game of the preseason before the dress rehearsal, so to speak, they all go out there, play a quarter, and get some running going on. Other than that, nobody plays the preseason. We'll be fine.
Okay.
Defensively, we'll be
Do you want a
fine.
Danny? Do
You
you want
better
a
worry
Danny
about
now or
that
later?
sorry quarterback
Do you
y'all
need that
got
Xanax now or later?
who's going to throw 30. He's going to throw over 20 something mile interceptions
Momo,
and
your blood
throw
pressure,
the ball
Momo.
average of
Your
28, 30 times a
blood pressure.
game.
Momo,
So don't worry,
you're gonna
don't
bust
worry
a vein,
about us.
Momo.
We're good.
Woosah, Momo, woosah.
All right. Well, Jesse, I'm on record. I think week 1 at the Commanders, I think the Giants can keep it close. I don't know if they can win the game. I
Yeah, I
think they
would say.
can.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you this 40 burger bullshit. Nah, that ain't happening, brother.
I think
You think about Madden.
I
40 was
think
crazy.
That's about it.
if the Giants are going to win, this is a perfect setup to go in week 1 and do it. I do think so because it's not like the Commanders won a division last year, right? It's not like they went to the Super Bowl and it's just unbelievable excitement. No, in the back of their mind, they got this elephant called the Philadelphia Eagles, who basically put 50 points on you back to back. So
55.
you know what I mean? And you sound better. I don't know what you did, but like if you move around, you're cracking. So don't move.
Okay. Thank you.
But yeah. So I think and I don't know what the chat thinks, but the Commanders are in a spot where you have all these expectations. You kind of had a real easy schedule. You kicked a lot of ass. I mean, you lost to Dallas last year, Momo, and Dallas was a pathetic football team last year.
Mhm.
So
Let's I like comment on that one
go ahead.
because we all know
I know.
how bad Dallas is, how bad Washington is. There's always going to be competition with those two teams.
And that's true. Because even when we were winning Super Bowls way back in the day,
yes, y'all lost.
we would
to
always
Washington.
get thumped by
y'all
the Eagles.
struggle against
You'd
Washington.
normally be there too. So
Yes.
I mean, I hear what you're saying.
So I don't understand that philosophy
Well,
of
I'm
that.
just saying, I feel like I don't think the Giants have
Your
any
questionable
pressure.
corners. Your questionable corners are what I think most of the division kind of attacks on
You're
itself.
gonna
I think.
have to have big time play
I mean,
from your
you
front
guys
four.
had Chase Young. You guys had Jonathan Allen. You guys had
Yeah, we
this,
had a great
like,
defense. I grant you that.
But Dan Quinn, man, I don't know. He
Yeah,
wants
Bye-bye.
to.
Dan Quinn
went
didn't get
bye-bye.
rid of. Let's be fair with Dan Quinn. He did not get rid of all those players. That front line, the tackles, the
Who's
defensive
there,
ends,
Momo? Who's
and the
there?
linebackers. It
Payne
was
is
the
still there,
previous
right?
administration and owner who just did a fire sale and got rid of those players. So let's be fair now.
Who's in your front seven, Momo?
Yeah, I'm
It doesn't
curious.
matter. You ain't gonna see
cheerleaders.
it coming.
The
How about
It
cheerleaders.
that?
doesn't matter.
You ain't gonna see it coming. How
If
about
I
that?
said that, Momo, I get
Yeah,
laughed
because they're
out
not
of
going
the
to get
building.
past your all line of scrimmage. That's why.
I don't have an
Exactly.
answer for you, but we gonna be good.
Don't worry about it. No, I'm messing with you. I
I
gotta
don't have an
dig it.
answer for you, but we gonna be good. Yeah. I listen.
Nah, and that's the thing about it is, it's like, yeah, we can pick and choose and those things, but like,
Riverboat.
I really think that all the teams kind of got better in some way.
Well,
And
don't
I
say
agree though, the defensive line is where you deteriorated it a little bit, but I think that's more of a Dan Quinn thing. He wants a particular type of tackle. I want an agility kind of tackle. And it doesn't fit his kind of his game plan. But I'm a big Dan Quinn fan. I really think that he's one of, like, kind of what Brian Schottenheimer is. You got that people guy, and I think even the Giants coach, Dayball. I mean, that right there. That's surprising. I'm surprised he still has a freaking job. But the more you hear about those guys and how they talk about him in the locker room, they all love him. So
Yeah.
I can't say I'm surprised there.
Phil, here's my thing with Dan Quinn. I know he lost that Super Bowl, but I don't even blame him for losing.
Oh
that
no,
Super Bowl.
no, dude.
When it was a
It's
Super
not
Bowl,
his
I
fault.
blame the offensive coordinator for that. Because
Yeah.
Dan
Run the
Quinn
ball!
is like that, so you gotta blame him. But
Run
I
the
will
ball.
say this: Dan Quinn should have
Run the
been the
ball.
Dallas
Smooth.
Cowboys head coach. There's no question in my mind he should have been one.
Chris
They
Dooley.
snubbed him, and that's what happened.
Chris
Everybody
Dooley
knows he
says-
should have been that
hold
head
up.
coach.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, you got Chris Dooley says Javon Kinlaw. I didn't realize they got him. Deron Payne, who I did hear is having a good offseason, looks good. Nate Newton, I don't know who Newton is, or Juice Newton, I'm not sure who Newton is. And then Armstrong. Dorrance or
And
Dorrance
I like
Armstrong.
Dorrance. I like Dorrance.
He's
So
okay.
He can be okay. Yeah.
So that's who you got. I don't know. And thanks. Thanks.
I mean, but when you
I
but when
don't
you look at the
know.
rest of the NFC East, I mean that's probably the lower part of that defensive line. Let's be real.
Them and
Bottom
Dallas,
feeder,
but I think
bottom
Dallas
feeder.
has a
moving
lot
the
of.
needle.
I think we're in the third. I think you go Giants, Eagles, and then
Yeah.
us, and then Washington.
All right,
Until we
well,
get defensive tackle that means anything.
Let's
Yeah.
and we will we will come back to each team, but I think that's a hell of a game to start out. Washington at the Commanders. If I
Okay.
was a
Torrance
Commander fan,
Armstrong
I
had a
think
good season. He's
yeah, I
coming
like him.
back.
He's a good rotational guy.
We like Armstrong. We think he's good.
I don't think
Daryl
Jermaine
Payne,
Newton. Thanks, Chris.
Kinlaw.
We need to stop talking about a third place team. I'm being honest.
All right,
That's
well,
right.
Go
Randy.
fire it. All right, here we go. Switch it.
Well, I want to go to Drew, and I want Drew to be honest and what his gut feeling is with the opening of the NFL. The NFL threw us to the wolves, so to speak. They think
did.
that we are going to be cannon fodder Thursday night. You see what's going on. I'm not going to get into politics, but Jerry Jones, among a few other owners, already came out, did not put the rainbow on their website. You may love it, you may hate it. I don't care. But he's already pissing off Roger Goodell and the NFL. He's got Phil, are you anybody privy to the amount of fine that these clubs are getting if they don't celebrate the LBGTQ?
There's like I think it should be like anything, man.
It's
It
like
should be
$100,000
voluntary. They
fine,
shouldn't
I
have to
think.
do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You
you
can't
know,
force
But
anybody.
I don't want to
You
go
can't
there.
force
I don't want
nobody.
to piss anybody off, Phil.
I know that
don't-
as well too, but I mean they can say that as well.
But
Do
they're
you want
getting
people to support
fines.
you that are being made to support you? Like that's kind of like I wouldn't want that. Like, if I'm
Yeah.
doing any kind of activity, I don't
Yeah.
want
Isn't
somebody
that
to be there
called-
if they don't want to be there.
And again, I'm not saying pro or con. I am
No.
just saying that Dallas, among other teams, that there's not many, but Dallas is
more
definitely
of a traditional thing.
at the
I think it's just
forefront,
traditional.
Yeah, of not saying, okay, NFL, we're going to do everything you want to do. Not that they're
That's
against
strong
I
arming.
mean,
That's all it
can
is,
I-
a strong arming.
but
Okay, let me say this: they should be, and they should be able to do those things because you want everybody to be happy. I
inclusive.
mean, I just don't think you should
Yeah,
say
but-
no. We ain't gonna do this.
I don't
but
wanna
we gonna
get into
do
this,
this.
guys.
We
It
gonna do
wasn't
that.
about good
We
or
gonna
bad.
celebrate the
Well, no, no.
celebration here.
That's
We
what
gonna
percent. That's
celebrate
only
Black
1%.
History here. We gonna celebrate Latino Month here. Y'all should celebrate all. We all human beings.
that's-
So
and
why
that's the
why not get
philosophy.
together
I'm
and
not
do
gonna
that
say
to
you're
everyone?
right or
That's
wrong.
that's my take on it.
I should not have
Yeah,
brought
let's-
it up.
let's
I
leave it
should
right
not have
there.
brought it up. Listen,
Yeah,
I'm only
Okay,
trying to
that's
say
all I
is
say. That's
that-
all I say.
that we're the black sheep already, and they're laughing their asses off because we got to go into the belly of the beast on Thursday night, opening night of football. They're sending in the 7-11 Dallas Cowboys to go on banner night. And Drew, in your opinion, what the hell's going to happen that night? What is going to happen? And
think the
Randy,
Eagles
get
win.
ready.
I think the Eagles win. I think the Eagles win.
We know that, but I mean,
I
Yeah,
think
we know
they'll.
that
I
too.
think Dallas will put up a fight, but I think by the middle of the third quarter, fourth quarter, Eagles will put on the dominance, and I think the Eagles win, score at least 30, 34 points. Dallas may get 20. You know what I mean?
right.
So I'm looking at. I think the Eagles win that game, and I think Dallas puts up a fight, but I
Now,
think the Eagles eventually just
As an
take-
Eagle fan, what are you? And I know you don't. Again, like we have a lot of questions, right? We could be good, but we have to see it, right? We need to get to that point.
Mhm.
Randy, tell Drew, what you think we're gonna bring that night at the start of the season, and some of the positives. And I want to hear Drew go, and just like you guys talk about it. What are you looking for? Like when you go week one. Right now, we don't even know who our starting running back is. So
What I think is, honestly, I think that going into that game, nobody's talking about it, but the best defense is a great offense. And I think our offense is going to be better this year. Last year, we scored 18 points. This year, I figure we're going to score around 27-point average a game. And I believe the game's going to come down to a 50-yard field goal. And I believe our field goal kicker is going to put it right through the middle, 27-24. That's what I believe because honestly, Philly doesn't have nothing to look at right now because we have a new team. Now, I'm not saying that having new coaches is not going to be a problem too, but I believe that honestly, we're going to come into that game. We got nothing to lose. And so with the offense being totally different, our run scheme is going to be totally different. If we can run the ball and maybe get 100 yards in the game and pass all around the field, then I think we've got a good shot. And I think that's what's going to happen. Now, it may change between now and training camp because players on either team might go down. You don't know.
Yeah, we gotta hope
Yeah.
not. We gotta
Yeah.
hope.
Yeah, we got to hope that don't happen. But honestly, I believe that it's going to be a 3-point game.
And
And I
I think
believe
it's
that we can win the game.
Drew?
I don't say that we're going to win it. I think we can win the game.
Yeah.
I mean it's a divisional game, right? Let's be honest.
Yes.
It's a
Yes.
divisional game. Anything can happen, right?
Mm.
But when I look at the and Phil, you help me out. When I look at Dallas, you can say like, okay, the Eagles don't know anything about this new defense. Neither does Dallas. So it's easy to come in and have a plan until you get punched in the mouth. So Dallas is trying to establish themselves, and you can say, oh well, that the Eagles don't know anything about them. Well, you guys have new players, and you guys are learning just as well as we are. Where I think
I
the Eagles
agree.
have the advantage, where we are a well-oiled machine. There's nothing new to learn for us. We have our young players going into the second season, into their second league with the defense. We have our new offensive coordinator who's been with the Eagles for the last 4 years. So what new stuff is he really going to implement? What new stuff is he really going to bring to the table? Not really a lot to, inconvenience Jalen Hurts or the offense, right? I think they may throw the ball a little bit more. But when it all comes down to it, can Dallas stop the run? With the cornerbacks that Dallas have right now, outside of Bland, Diggs is not probably going to be ready. The rookie's probably not going to be ready. If you're really looking to have a rookie really come in and make an impact, that's asking a lot. Who else is back there, right? You have some decent safeties. But when it comes to covering Smitty, when it comes to covering AJ, when it comes to covering Dallas, when it comes to covering Dotson, if we go to a 3 quarterback set, if we go to a 12-man personnel, I mean, it's a lot to ask a defense that just have a bunch of pass rushers. You guys have pass rushers galore. No D tackles, no corners.
Well,
The
but coming
linebackers
at
are
you
good,
that way,
right?
I
Your
believe our
linebackers, 10 seconds. Your linebackers are good, but it's not really worth a lot if your D tackles aren't really covering for those guys.
Well, having said that, I believe the Cowboys are going to give up a little bit of sacks to stop the run. I think that Eberflus, he's going to put in a system where they're going to give up. They're not going to sack the quarterback as much this year. Maybe they do. It depends on if we get ahead or we fall behind. That's the problem. But this year we have a team. If we get behind, we can catch up because we've got the speed now on offense that we haven't had in a couple of years. Let's face it. And honestly, going into that game, the Eagles are going to face this year, and I'm going to say it right
What's up,
now. The
Heisenberg?
Cowboys, the second time the Cowboys went, when we went back to back in 92 and 93, most of the players said that the second year was so hard to be have that urge like they had the first year because the will to win isn't as much as it was the first year.
That's
And
true.
I'm just saying that as a fact. I'm not going to make excuses for
We're
nothing.
not
I do
hoping
believe
with
y'all
the-
have a better
yeah,
roster
yeah,
right
yeah.
now,
Yeah, I do too.
but I believe we can play with anybody. I believe.
Yeah.
But I think it's hard for you to say that. Like, Dallas doesn't know what they have. You really don't know what you have. You
All
But
have.
neither you guys
Can I-
either.
Can I jump
Yeah.
in? Can I jump in?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Phil.
Okay, I love this debate just because in the sense that there's a lot in the air. I mean, with both. I mean,
Yes.
Super Bowl champs. There's some facts there. I think the roster's really deep for the Eagles. They didn't really need to. When you're in that position where you don't really need to fill your roster, you're available to drop back, get more picks. Trade those in for future picks and stuff. I think that's just a smart thing in general. I do that in Madden all the time. It's great minds think alike. But when I look at this our team, obviously, I know what Randy's saying, man. I get excited about this team, and it's not the excitement that I've had for the past a decade or so. Like
Exactly.
it's a different feeling, and I don't know if they have their roster guys. I don't know, obviously Drew makes a point in the sense that obviously Matt Eberflus is not going to have all his pieces. He's going to have to work with what's here. We have amazing defensive tackle in Osa Digizua, but he's a rushing defensive tackle, and he was having to assert himself last year a little bit more than what he should have. I love our corners, man. I think that's a great room. When you look at Diggs, you look at Bland, you look at Ravel, you look at Butler. Carson's a possible fifth one back there that needs to step up and wear that 21. But we don't know about the injuries of all of them. Carson was hurt. Butler got hurt major last year. Ravel coming off of a year from his college thing where he tore some stuff. Diggs was out last year. Bland was out last year. So every single one of them has questions. And whether they're available, yes, but are they going to be 100%? We haven't played together. We haven't had that camaraderie together, So that's always that question. By the time you're in game 5, game 6, that's where that stuff comes out a little bit more. So I think, when you look into the matchup, I think we're in the same page where we think that, the Eagles should be able to win that matchup. Now, do I believe in my team and what we're being able to do? Hell yeah. When I look at our offense, are our running backs better than last year? Yes. Is it the All-Pro? Are they going to make Pro Bowl numbers? No, I don't think that. But they're better than they were last year. Our tight ends, will they be better? I don't look at Luke Schoonmaker and go, oh man, he's going to have. Span Ford is that second tight end that I get excited about. When I look at Pickens, and CeeDee Lamb, you can't help but get excited. But we don't know what's going to translate, But at least we have the weapons there, and I think we could win. But it's going to be really tough with that defense.
Let me ask Randy, Phil, whoever, and I want to get some. I want the other guys to hop in as well, but. Don't you think, though, that goes into the Cowboys' favor early on? We know what makes the Eagles tick, okay? We heard Sirianni come out just yesterday saying they have to be even better at the tush push. He literally came out and said it. They literally have to be better at the tush push. I would say the bar is very high for the Eagles running for them to attain what they did last year. It's virtually impossible to meet the running numbers that they did. You might see the Eagles have to rely on the pass more. You just saw a team because
if I was them, I would just pass short by that point.
The narrative is, put the ball, and I'm not saying this is right or wrong, but let Jalen beat you. Well, he showed he can do that. So that's where now it's like, we took the ball out of Saquon's hand in the Super Bowl, even though in retrospect, like me and Randy said, the Chiefs,
but
I'm not taking nothing away. Hell of a win, but they were.
I want you guys to be a quarterback for a second and throw to Dallas Goedert. I want you to throw to AJ Brown. I want you to throw to Smitty as well. I want you to hand off to Barkley. I want you to. I can do that shit as 40-something years old with no practices and stuff like that. So to me, that's what it is. It depends on how far they will go. We'll go with Jalen Hurts. Yes, I agree. But man, you got a hell of a prize with Barkley being able to hand to him.
Randy, what's the game plan for a defense against the Eagles, Randy? And then I want to hear Eagle Drew.
I believe the defense is our offense. If we can keep their defense off the field.
So you're saying less about stopping Saquon and just. Well,
I think we're going to have to run the ball a lot more. I think we're going to have to be successful on first and second down, because if we get in third and long, that's where we're going to have problems. So I believe that we've got to get 4 or 5 yards on first down, 4 or 5 yards on second down.
And when you say that, and I look at those practices, those OTAs, those mandatory things, and I see Shoddy going, okay, we got 2-minute drill. We only have one timeout. Okay, I want to see a clock and everything. He's putting them in so many situations where I feel we're going to be a lot more just ready for those type of situations when they come across. Now, whether we game one,
Drew, are they going to be ready for a banner night? That's
who, Dallas?
That's
or the
what
Eagles?
we're talking. No, I'm talking about Dallas.
I think that, listen.
Dallas.
One thing
I don't know if Dallas.
I don't know if Dallas would be ready.
That's
for
what I'm
banner
saying.
night.
They may not.
I don't think they know what they're walking into.
Well, I think
You
they
know,
know.
Donovan Easy knows because he's a Eagle fan, but
yes.
I don't think they really know what they're walking into.
They're walking into a
It's
stadium.
going to be
was an Eagle
ravenous. This is my
He
thing,
was
right?
an Eagle fan.
The Eagles have the best roster in the NFL right now.
Do they?
And what comes along with that is the
Right, maybe.
leadership within that locker room. The leadership within the locker room is tremendous. With Hurts,
How do you know that?
Some of the leaders left there, Drew.
Yeah,
Some of the leaders left, remember?
Let me finish, guys. Mylata, Johnson, BG still in the building. You know, Hurts, Barkley.
It's everybody that leaves.
There's a lot of leadership within that building that's focused. I'm not going to say, oh, it's going to be easy for me. Hella hard. But when I look at what the Eagles have, the best roster in the NFL right now, what they bring to the table, it's going to be hard to stop them. We have the best offensive line in the league. You know what I mean? And can Dallas match that? Can they match it? I don't think that they can. I think Barkley will rush for like 160 and have 3 touchdowns on opening night.
Could
And
be.
then,
I think that's delusional for you to believe that Barkley is going to have 160 yards. He's not going to get those type of yards.
How is that
Your
delusional?
defense is suspect, too,
That's
man.
delusional.
He broke the record.
They're going to focus on
Honestly,
stopping
I
Barkley.
think it's possible. I wouldn't say that it's going to happen, but I think it's possible with
But
the
yes,
question
a slight
marks.
chance, but not in today's
Exactly.
climate.
So
They know
until
it's going to run the
Dallas,
ball.
but until Dallas addresses those question marks, what's stopping? I mean, he rushed for 160.
That
the
was
last
last
time he
year.
You gotta address your defense too, Drew.
Yeah. I agree. You keep saying we're going to the first game of the year. Nobody knows what's going to happen.
Exactly.
I mean, you can sit there and say Dallas don't know. Y'all don't know. You don't know how your players are going to react to being champions last year. You can't say that.
So-
I mean,
so-
you can say
Brandon
a
Graham's
lot
not
of
going to
things.
be on the field.
That's true to a certain extent. We have most of our starters coming back. 7 of our starters
So what?
are coming back. But the guys who are replacing those starters were on the team last year, are a part of that leadership. They know what to expect.
You keep
They
talking
know
like
these young
leadership is going to make you do better.
These young guys went on the run for a championship. They know what to expect.
Oh my God.
I do question a little bit about.
Tell me if I'm lying.
I think
I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, we don't know what's going to happen in the first series of the game. One of the players might go down. I'm not wishing that on anybody, but what I am saying is we're going to go in there and we're playing an NFC East division game where we know each other real good. Okay. We do have new coaches. We got a new system. We got new everything, but it may be a benefit to us. You can't sit there and say, well, it's not going to be a bad thing or this or that. I say this in all honesty. I think we're going to stay in the game with y'all the whole game. And I think we're going to give you a game that you didn't see coming. Because
Exactly.
Drew, you know what, Drew? I'm going to be honest with
Get
you.
'em, Randy.
I'm proud of what my team has done this year. For 20 years, I've sit back and watched these son of a bitches, and they just sit there and they don't pick up players. They don't do the things that they need to do.
the
You know what?
Joses,
I
yep,
paid my
love
money
it.
for this
Right.
seasonless cap I got on. I paid money
Right.
for it. They ain't done shit in the last 20 years.
Hey, Randy,
When they finally do something, I'm proud of what they've done.
here's the misnomer. Here's the misnomer. And a lot of Dallas fans take me the wrong way when I say this. I'm sitting here saying Dallas had a great offseason. They had a great offseason.
Yeah, for the first time in
when
20 years.
But when I look at what they've done, I'm not convinced if that's going to really affect them or help them this year. I'm
Yeah, I
really
agree.
looking at what
See,
they
that-
did as
Yeah.
future, like the next
I
year.
agree with you there.
I think that's when you'll see the real impact.
Yeah.
So I'm not sitting here saying that, oh, Dallas didn't do anything and they're going to be trash. I'm not saying that. They made the whole NFC East got better.
said-
Everyone. Dallas did a great
Saying
job.
7 wins.
Jerry got off of his butt and did some things. But I'm not convinced that it's going to help Dallas this year.
In game 1, at
That's
least.
all I'm saying. I'm not convinced.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I could
I
be
know
wrong.
you might be right. All I'm saying is for the first time I see these players. We should have never gotten McCarthy. McCarthy was a train wreck.
Well,
I mean, for
yeah.
5 years we wasted our time. I'm
When
sorry.
I
he
when I
went
look
from
at
12
this, yeah.
A
When I look
damn
at
good
this,
coach.
when I look at this team, I know this team is. I can see it. Like whether Dak or them, get going right
Ultra
off the
says
bat. I
Randy
hear
gonna make
great
Ultra.
things.
Yes.
I hear great things right going on at camp and stuff like that, but any of that stuff. But yeah, I mean, our running back that's going to complement Blue, I think is going to come next year. So there's
I
things there
agree.
as well.
Exactly.
But when I look at it, man, I do know that this offense can do some stuff. This defense, I mean, when you look at and I get it, Randy, because when you look at Diggs and you look at Bland,
Mhm.
we do question some of the coverage sometimes, but man, they are not if they're not one of the most like get some interception type of corners. I mean, that's amazing. We haven't had that before Byron Jones. I can't even tell you the last
Yes.
time a corner that was able, and especially two of them. Health wise, I think that's just always the biggest concern with those. I do like Ravel. I love that rotation, but I like all this stuff by the time it's mid season. And they've been able to play a little bit together and get some NFL experience. So
Yes.
that's why I worry about the first game, just right off the bat playing against Super Bowl champs. Now, do I worry in the sense I think we're gonna get our ass blown out? No, hell no. I don't worry about that. I'm not like Momo over there where like, we're 40 burgers and stuff.
Momo, stick up for yourself. Get in here. What's your
Hey,
thought on Dallas?
I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting my turn. Here's the problem with
What's your
Eagle
thought on
fans.
Dallas going in and the NFL throwing us to the wolves, going up to the league?
Okay, here's my problem with Eagles fans and this.
Ah.
Eagle. Here's the problem. Here's the main problem.
Jesse, what
Eagle
you guys
fans. Here's the thing. Eagle fans are already when they was not even a good team. When they was a bad team, when they was an amigo team, they was insufferable all the time. They thought they had the best team ever. Every time they went to the field, they played. They thought they was bad. Since they winning, they worse. So they have never changed who they are. They just so let me finish. Let me finish my statement. Come on now, let's relax. Eagle fans are talking as if because they are returning with 7 starters from last year, that's gonna make a difference of them winning. It's not.
How many starters are you returning? How many starters is Washington returning, Momo?
Let me finish my statement before you interrupt me again.
Momo,
Okay,
hold
because you have a bad habit of interrupting. I mean, it's called waiting your turn. When your turn is ready, I'll raise my hand up. Okay, thank you. So what I'm saying to you, Eagles gonna be in third place because your quarterback is not that good. He wins on the backs of others. He doesn't win because his ability to throw the football ain't that great
He's
for
got
me.
MVP.
Anybody get MVP?
Wait your turn,
And it's
Jesse.
just like that. If you got a great offensive line and a great running back, you gonna get the MVP. Or you got to throw the ball 15 times a game and throw 20 touchdowns. They'll
Are
get
you
the
talking
MVP.
on Jalen Hurts season?
I didn't think he had I don't think he was the MVP of the season. He was not the MVP.
He wasn't. He didn't get the MVP.
I don't think he was the MVP of the season. I think he just laid back and let others do the work for him. I don't believe he's the MVP.
Are you done?
I'm never done. My mouth goes another 20,000 miles. What's up with you?
I think
go ahead.
Listen, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Jalen Hurts is the most technical quarterback in the league. When it comes to pound for pound, him and his quarterback and the technique that he has, is he better than Joe Burrow? No. Is he better than Josh Allen? No, he's not. Is he better than Mahomes? No. But what Jalen Hurts does do is he wins. He takes his team on his back and he wins.
Well, I don't know about back.
Okay,
Because
Alabama.
he's got a running game that won't.
Let me finish.
I don't know about putting it on his back though.
Let me
Saquon did that.
In the Super Bowl that we just witnessed, the Kansas City Chiefs, who have a great defense, they took Barkley out of the game. They completely took Barkley out of the game. And Jalen Hurts, other than the pick six, the Eagles still had to score 34 points, right? And who did that? Out of the 7 points that the pick six passes, I'm saying,
that was one game. That was one game, true.
Okay, but that's all you need. You need a leader. You need a guy that's going to come in. Joe
But that's
Burrow
not
hasn't done it. Allen hasn't done it. All of these guys, Lamar hasn't done it.
Okay,
and
now-
these
now-
guys play in the same division as Mahomes.
And these guys got picked in
Hurts
the
still
first
for-
part of the draft as well on terrible teams that needed to build, not on the end of the draft, kind of, whatever. When he got
But
picked,
still,
I'm not really like to me when I look at him, he has been surrounded by talent since high school,
Thank you.
college,
Hurts still
every single level. He has had just talent around him, so he has been carried there. And when I look at that quarterback, he just needs to just manage the game, and he will go down very much in history. And it frustrates me because that's what would be true. All he has to do is just manage the game. Don't
Thank
try
you.
to sling
And
it.
for the
Just manage
record,
it.
and for the record, Shaquan
before
carried the regular
last
season.
last year, we didn't have Barkley. We didn't have
Yes, I
Barkley.
agree.
You
I
had
agree.
Barkley last year.
So
And you didn't win a
how did
Super
we
Bowl
get
with
to
them,
the how did we get
with
to
Hurts.
the Super Bowl in 2022?
But with-
and
not
he
with
was almost
Hurts.
the MVP runner-up.
Not with Hurts.
So what are we talking about?
Well, we're talking about a quarterback that you're talking about comparing him to top draft picks and everything like that were on terrible teams, number ones, and they haven't been able to build the team around them. Let's be real.
So Joe Burrow doesn't have two. Joe Burrow probably.
Oh yeah,
has the
but where's
best
his
wide
offensive
receiver
line?
duo.
He's got knee injuries. He's got
But he
all
went
he's
to
been
the
out
Super
for
Bowl.
this because
He
he
went
can't
to
be
the Super
blocked.
Bowl. He beat
And he has
Mahomes.
no
And because of
defense.
him, because of him,
Well,
he
okay.
LeBron'd it. He
So
LeBron'd it.
all of these guys, all of these AFC quarterbacks who are in the same division as Mahomes, none of them beat Mahomes. Other
Yes,
than
they have because
than Hurts.
Mahomes has a
Hurts
kryptonite too.
outplayed Mahomes in
Where
the
you
first
can't beat
and
a
the
certain quarterback,
Twice.
Joe Burrow.
Twice.
But when I look at those guys, Trevor Lawrence, what does he have? What's he done? That doesn't mean he's a terrible quarterback. He's just on a terrible team that cannot build around him.
Listen, I gotta give Hurts credit for winning, for playing good in the Super Bowl.
He was going to win the Super Bowl.
One game, yeah.
I will say Hurts.
Which it counts. Which it does count. I got to give it that. It does count.
Well, let me get in there
I'm
real
gonna
fast, and then I'll let
piggyback
Mo.
what Phil said
Let me get
about
in there.
if you look at him in Alabama, the talent that was on that team was ridiculous. The talent on the Alabama team he was on, the years he played, and he was going. He went to the Eagles. He didn't have to do.
He was
He
a
didn't
runner-up
have
for
to
the
do too much when he was at the
carried
Eagles.
like
He's
Drew Carey's
costly.
bedpan. What the fuck?
But what about Oklahoma? Where all he had was CeeDee Lamb, and he was a runner. He was a
Oh my
runner-up
God!
for the
They had a
Heisman.
running attack. What the hell are
They
you
did have a
talking
running
about?
attack. They had an amazing running attack. Yeah.
What you talking about?
Just like they did this past year.
Listen. You can say whatever you want about Jalen. The guy wins.
Dude,
No
the team
one
is
He
other
stacked
than
around
Mahomes-
him.
He wins
No one
because he has
other
the
than
people
Mahomes
surrounding him to
and
do
a good running back.
He hasn't do it much.
Drew,
All
you
he-
yourself, hold on.
he
Drew,
hasn't-
you
one at a
yourself
time.
say,
He hasn't missed the playoffs.
Drew, you
since he's
say
been
that
a
your wide
starter.
receivers are top, your tight end is top, my offensive line is top, my running back is
number
top.
one in the league.
Then what? What is
Absolutely.
it? What are you trying to debate here? Like he just needs to throw it
That
5
my
yards.
My quarterback is the driving force behind all of
What's
that.
up, LFJ?
You don't think your
I give
offensive
Kellen
line
Moore.
is
I give Kellen
your
Moore more
offensive
credit.
line
You have your
is
two
the
best-
driving
you have
force?
Yeah, you have
I
a
think
whole
your
bunch of guys
offensive
there.
line.
One at
The
a time,
offensive line carried you.
guys. Come on.
I think your
There
offensive
you go.
line is your driving force. Y'all got a great offensive line, and you got a great defensive line. I think them are your driving forces. And then I believe that your running back and then your quarterback is about the same as far as your driving forces. I mean, I'm not taking away from either one of them. I think they're both damn good. But I believe that Hurts is a very outstanding quarterback, but I believe he has things around him that other players don't have. That's all I'm saying. Not to
Hell,
take away from him winning the Super Bowl.
I think
Hell,
quarterbacks.
you could have put with that whole line you got. You could put Danny DeVito there, and he would have got you somewhere.
See, here's where I push back. During the playoffs, in every game, no one picked the Eagles to win. Everybody had Green Bay beating us, the Rams beating us, Washington.
True,
beating
I
us,
won
Kansas City,
$3,000.
right?
I won $3,000 on
And
the
then-
Eagles game.
Right, and then when we win, all of a sudden we're a super team. But prior to that, They're not going to beat
Well,
the
you did
Packers.
finish
They're not
number
going to beat the
one.
Rams. Then we win.
On
Now we're a
defense.
super team.
I was say
Where
you
was
did
all this
win.
talk
You did
before
have
that?
a bye week and stuff, so I mean, you were kind of favored.
That helped.
And they picked they picked them because they just beat they looked good going
Eagles
into
were the
it.
favorite in the
Packers.
Super Bowl, right?
And so
Yes.
the Eagles were favored as well
I
because
forget.
they saw
Even
how
though
the
I won a
offensive
lot of
line.
money,
and
I've
defense
already
was.
They were the
forgotten.
favorite in the Super Bowl. No, I
Yeah,
think
they
they were the underdog by like 2 or 3 points.
Were they?
No, I thought
I
they
don't
were
agree.
the
No, Eagles were the
I don't
favorites.
think they were the
and
favorites.
not all of us, Drew, thought that the Eagles were the underdogs anyway. I bet money, and Brian won big
See,
money.
never
So
that's not
And
anything. We're not coping.
I'm not saying you guys. I'm saying like look at the media. Everyone picked against the Eagles.
Yeah, the media.
They
So why
did.
be
terrible.
worried
That's what
about
the
the
media
media
does.
or what they
That's what the
say?
media
It's what the
does.
players, what you see with your eyeballs. Stop blaming them. Don't worry
I
about
just
the
think,
media.
your team
good
is stacked
point,
for the
Momo.
next couple of years, and I think
I
when
agree.
if you would have put a guy like Kirk Cousins in there, you guys would be crazy ass good. Like I don't, just
If
he's
Dak
just a better
Prescott had
quarterback.
the
I
offensive line
don't
and
think
the
Kirk
offensive
Cousins can do
weapons,
what
he
Hurts
would have
does.
went to the Super Bowl.
I
Hey,
don't think
Drew.
Kirk Cousins can do
Drew.
what Hurts does.
Drew,
I don't
Run the
think
ball?
Kirk Cousins
No.
can do what Hurts does.
Drew,
Momo,
Drew,
hold
before
up. Momo
Drew,
just made a statement.
What was that?
Momo.
It's the facts. If Dak
Wait,
Prescott
hold
had
up.
your
I need to
offensive
go get
line,
something to drink.
your running back, and your defense, he would have won the Super Bowl for the Dallas Cowboys.
Stop the cap.
Momo.
Stop the cap. Because listen,
Take
I
your
don't even want
Xanax,
to go
Momo.
there. I don't think Dak Prescott can do what Jalen Hurts did because Dak in 2016, the first 3 years when he started playing, he had a top offensive line. He had Zeke. The first 3 years, you could say he fell off, but Zeke in prime, his first 3 years, Zeke was one of
They
the
had no
best.
offensive line like the
Hold on,
Eagles.
Momo. Hold on, Momo. Dak had offensive line. He had Zeke Elliott in his prime.
Where's
He
the wide
had
receivers?
He had Cooper. He had
Yeah.
Cobb. He had Gallup. He had
Yeah, but
weapons.
that's
In
not.
2019,
That wasn't
hold on.
2000.
Let me
That
just
wasn't
say
then.
this. Let me
That
just say
wasn't
this.
then,
In
no.
2019,
That was through his
Dak
career.
Prescott went into Philadelphia to win it all. The team loser goes home. The winner wins the division and goes to the playoff. This dude had Jason Witten. He had Gallup. He had Cobb.
Gallup.
He had Cooper.
Gallup
he had
one
Zeke.
good year.
He had
Come on
Pollard.
now.
He had Pollard. Winning to
Pollard,
Dallas.
we hear
winning
how
the
bad he
Stadium Start,
was.
and scored 16 points, 19 points. Well, you had
And most of those wide receivers
Wentz-
didn't even make it 10,000
Wentz
yards in
had
their career.
dudes.
Yeah,
Wentz
they're not
had
very
guys they
good.
picked off Abroad and Patterson and beat the Cowboys. Like, are you kidding me? Don't tell me this stuff about Dak Prescott. I'm not saying Dak is trash.
I don't know. I
I'm
must
not
hit a
saying
nerve.
Dak
I
is not
must
a
have hit
good
the nerve.
quarterback.
Oh, he is a
But
nerve
Dak
kid. He
has
knows
had
it's true.
stacked teams.
Jason
and
was
has done
40, man.
absolutely
Yeah, I know.
nothing
He was
with it.
40 years old. I'm saying, like, I could go on with that
It's
one.
a little
Yeah, let him
different,
have
Drew,
it.
but
Let
I
him have
hear
it,
what
whatever.
I understand what Drew's saying in theory, but
It's a fact.
when you pull the players and look at it compared to what you guys had last year, it was a far reach. Again, you had the number one defense. When was the last time, Phil? Anybody in the chat? When was the last time Dallas even had a number one defense? The reason why
90s.
I don't even know that we were number one back
three.
then.
I don't
We
think there
were.
Was it San Fran? Was San
We,
Fran number one?
we were number one in the 90s.
Okay, so here's my thing. This is why I always compared my eyes what I was looking at last year with the running game by the Eagles, the offensive line, and the defense at being number one. That's why I said they're winning. They remind me of the Niners, like against the 90s Cowboys, because Dallas was dominant at the point of attack, and that's what the Eagles were last year. And I believe what alls we're saying is, and I find it hard to criticize Jalen Hurts after winning a Super Bowl. I've seen Jalen play in two Super Bowls, and he's played well in both games. The dude doesn't get rattled, okay? I have to give him some credit. But we've seen, especially in the regular season, he will give you opportunities. Now, it's just a matter of game one, are the Dallas Cowboys going to have their shit together to take advantage of those opportunities? And
I think both quarterbacks do that. I think Dak does that too.
Dak
Like
will
when
do it
when the
too.
defensive tackle or defensive edge drops back out into zone, he loves to throw that
2021,
interception.
Logan? I didn't
He
know
loves to
that.
throw that interception to
Dallas
that guy.
is number one in defense in 2021.
In 2023, they had a top 3 defense.
Dallas?
Dallas.
I don't know. I need somebody to run the numbers. But anyway,
Run
that's
the
what happens
numbers.
when you
Look it up.
oversleep.
I want to
So,
say
Yeah, all I know is in the
2020.
playoffs, that top 3 defense allowed 30 or 40 points. So
yeah,
But
we
you
were.
how
asked
much did
me
he? How much did they really play like a top 3 defense? I mean,
But
you look at
No,
those other
that
guys. Look at
wasn't.
your guy, your other quarterbacks. You're comparing them to Mahomes and all those. Were they having to put up 40 points because the other team scored 38 points? That wasn't
Phil,
what the case.
Phil, Zach Martin, Hall of Fame Zach Martin. I keep saying this.
Mm-hmm.
He said out of his own mouth that he played on teams that were on par, if not equal to the Eagles, and he
Okay,
didn't
I
say
got
that.
it.
He said they choked.
See, I
So you can't
like what
sit
you
here
do,
and
Drew.
say that.
What you do is you attack during the season and then use the thoughts of somebody like years later. Like
He
that's
played
that
on a
like
team.
I
Zach
can
was just on the team
feel
last
well
year.
Tony Romo felt like they had a great team as well. But guess what? If the NFL doesn't take that as a catch
Dallas
for
was
Des
ranked.
Bryant, it doesn't really
Dallas was
matter
ranked
much.
a 21st in defense, and in 2021. Sorry, I just
so
Bears
What about
number
we did have a
one.
top
I think
one.
they were top 3.
I'm
We
just
haven't
saying.
stopped the run in
21st.
10 years.
Yeah, again, the recipe. This is where, and this is where my concerns lie, and they will always lie. When you have a team who could run the ball and stop the run, like the Eagles, and then you add
The
the
Giants
weapons
possibly
that they
now?
got on top of
Yep.
it. That's the success
Dallas, Giants.
Exactly.
for winning.
Yep,
So
sir.
until Dallas can run the ball
And
consistently
stop the ball.
and
Those are
stop
question
the
marks.
run, consistent. I'm not here to crap on Dallas. I'm not saying they can't do it this year.
No,
I'm
it's
just
true.
saying until we see it,
We're a little bit
that's
better
gonna
than
be
last
why
year.
We don't go where we're supposed to go.
Exactly,
Not
exactly.
Dak Prescott, not deer in the headlights. Everybody wants to make this narrative. He's 2-5 in the playoffs. He's not a big game quarterback. And I told everybody what the narrative was going to be, Drew. I told everybody for months now, if Dallas should go into the link and win on that opening Thursday, the narrative will shift to, it won't be, hey, hell of a game, man. You guys did well on banner night.
Exactly.
I
It'll
mean,
just be all
everybody in the
Super Bowl
world
bullshit.
was against
for
you, and you
me.
guys overcame. It won't be that because Philly
Not for
500 pulled down his pants today.
Well, you're talking about the media, the
Hold
same
on, let me
media that
finish
you're
my
talking
thought.
about.
Philly
Yeah.
500 already pulled down his pants and showed his ass today with
Mark
Mark
Holmes.
Holmes, saying if Dallas wins on that Thursday, exactly what I told you everybody was going to happen. He's going to say, yeah, but you're going to choke in the playoffs. So just know, Cowboys fans,
Yeah, you know that's happening.
if we do win on that opening Thursday, it ain't my Super Bowl. I'm on record as saying if we if we lose, I don't take much solace in losing a close game. I mean, it makes you sleep a little better, I guess. Especially where I live, that we're not going to get blown out of the water. Because then it's like, well, how good are we? We just lost by 30 on opening day. It's like, what kind of season am I looking at? Whereas, Jalen Hurts drives the team down and there's a penalty, whatever, and they kick a 50-yard field goal to win. It's like, well, damn, we were right there with the Super Bowl champs. It don't
Game
matter
time.
what we do, guys. They're going to move the
But game
goalposts.
time. Can we be honest?
Yes, honest.
It's game one, right? It's game one. I know it's we're dropping the banner and it's the premier game, but it's game one. I mean,
That's it. It's one of 17.
Dallas
It
loses
is.
or wins, or the Eagles win or lose. There's still 16 more games, and you can't
Exactly.
really hang your hat on
What's
saying,
Quiz
"Oh
saying?
well." And see,
Proud
this is
of
what the
my
media will
son.
do with Dallas. Dallas will, let's say Dallas does win.
Chris.
Then it's Super Bowl.
Well, that
And I
won't
hate
be
that.
us.
That's what I hate.
Yeah, but-
Yeah, and it
No,
won't be us. It'll be the
I-
media.
I don't.
No.
I'm going to say this, guys.
Crazy. Like, we them
it'll
boys.
be ESPN.
Super Bowl.
Well, let's be real.
What do you think
Every fan
Stephen
base
A.
has
Smith's
that.
gonna say,
That's
Phil?
percentage.
Yeah, pretty much.
Every fan base has that 10% that goes Super Bowl every year. They're getting tattoos on them. You're like, what the hell are you doing, man? Like every fan
Phil's
base
got a
has
couple.
that.
That's
It's
part of
just
fanhood.
unfortunately that's the ones they stick
Go
on the
Birds.
TV. Like, so it's like that Jeff Engvall one where or Jeff Foxworthy where he's talking about they put the most ignorant person on the television talking.
Yeah,
That's usually how it is, man. That's usually, and that's why it gets
Nobody got
represented
time
like
for
that. Yeah, exactly.
I will say this: if the Cowboys could go 5-3 or 6-2 in the first 8
I got
games, I'm
laughed
saying
at. I know. I agree.
We get our players back. Overshown, we get back. We get Diggs back. We get whoever
Well,
back.
let me talk about
That's
that
going
real
to change
fast.
that defense big time.
Yeah, Randy. Again, I want to hear. Yeah, I know Drew's not a big fan of our secondary, but Trayvon Diggs came out and said he's aiming for the season opener.
Yes, I heard that today too.
Like, you can aim all you want.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm about to say. Yep.
I mean, what are we talking about here, boys? Is
What,
that
if you can make a wish? Is that what you're telling me?
is
If I
that
had
a
3 wishes,
possibility?
one of the wishes would be.
Drew's
Well, all
like,
I'm
yeah,
saying is if
please.
we could make it to that part of the season and we get all our starters back, then it can be a different game.
But we just
I'm
got done
telling you.
saying it was a long season. Why? Now that's the player. It's nice hearing the player say that, but why are we rushing everybody? There's a chance that
don't wanna
Overshown may
rush.
not play at all this year. Just to let everybody
I
know.
would-
Right.
It's a marathon, not a race.
Overshown at all. I would say
Well, I
Overshown
mean,
for the year.
He's crazy as far as his rehab. He's very, very crazy as far as the work he puts in. You don't come back from that and then come back. He's already running, which is scary after a PCL, MCL, and ACL on his knee.
would
It's
say that.
absolutely nuts. My man is a beast. I really
He's
root for this
a
kid.
different guy,
I
guys.
root for this
Bobby, that
guy.
was a
He's a
different time. That was different
God-fearing
football.
man who's a actual cowboy. If you know anything about Overshown, he's got a damn ranch. He's a young kid who puts in hard work. It's amazing. But somebody's got to step in front of this kid and say, calm it down. This is your future, bro.
Now, and then for me, when you work like that, you get overwork and you go too early and you hurt yourself. You hurt yourself later on in the first 2 games back there. He trying to prove something. I just think players need not to rush back. Stop rushing back to
I
these
don't want
things.
them to rush him back, but he's the type of guy. There's football players, and then there's real football players.
Yeah,
He's a
but
real
yeah.
football player.
I'm just saying, you cannot rush back.
I don't want
and
him to
get
rush
hurt.
him back. Don't get me wrong. You're missing my point. I want him back when he belongs back.
Okay.
Yeah, and they won't
I'm
let
just-
him play until he's ready, especially coming off.
Right.
But I mean, I just want everybody to understand if, God forbid, everybody, if Dallas doesn't, whatever happens and they don't have
You
a
got
good
you got a
year,
super chat, Brian, from Bobby.
yeah, I'm getting
Talking
it, buddy.
nonsense.
If Dallas doesn't have that great a start and they're floundering, then you hold this guy back. But let me get to
Yes.
Bobby's. It's not a super chat. It's a member for 8 months. McNabb won a championship game with Pinkston and Freddie Mitchell for wide receivers. No excuses. I agree with that. That is a
Yeah.
good statement because
Well, it was different football back then, wasn't it?
It
This
was
when we
different
could tackle
football, but-
and you could actually practice.
But
and-
he later had TO too now.
well,
yeah, exactly.
yeah, but again,
Who were they going against? as
Bobby
well?
is correct in that
Mhm.
because
Yeah, but
You
I
can
could
say
go
whatever
through
you want
history and
about
give you a whole bunch of
McNabb.
people that gave it like has crappy wide receivers that won
McNabb
Super
didn't
Bowls.
see the
know.
lights until
Well,
he got
I
into the
just-
Super Bowl.
Yeah, I just want to say this. I just think, as fans, and I hear the
That's
narrative
Bobby.
all the time about the media. Stop. The media is going to do what they're going to do, and we should ignore them. I don't even quote the media when they say stuff. I
It's all
don't
about
watch these
ratings.
ESPN shows or
Cutts
these
did Super
Fox
Chat.
shows because I care less what they have to say because it's all opinionated. Their
Well,
opinion is just like mine. So end of the day,
I think-
it
And
don't
they all
matter.
stink.
I'm gonna say
And they
what
all
think
stink.
I think what most frustrating is that a lot of these guys are ex players.
Yes.
Like, and they're talking
Yep.
this nonsense, and you're like, dude, what? Like, you used to play the sport, man. And you should give me a little bit more insight. No, you're giving me off the wall
Let me
just
read
because
this
this team
super
is
chat
winning.
real
Now you're
quick.
riding that train. Like, come on.
Mark
So
Hutchins
Dan,
says,
like
hold
Dan,
up,
what's his name? Dan,
hold up.
Dan something for ESPN.
He has to learn. The game of football is
better.
a game of luck. There are so many factors in a game, evening all. All right, Momo, go ahead.
That's
brother.
true.
I know what I'm
That is
saying. What's
true.
Dan? I can't even pronounce his. I always forget his last name.
Orlovsky?
Orlovsky?
I think he got on. He was never
He's
a
a
good
clown.
quarterback. How can I even trust you to tell me something on a network that's full of half-wits to tell me that you know how to play football where you wasn't even that great of a football player?
Running out of the back of the end zone and shit.
Yes.
It's like you're gonna tell me how oh man, so and so isn't a good quarterback. It's just like, well, I guess you know what a good quarterback doesn't look like, you know.
Yes, he tells these stories and he goes on, and they got him on the clicker and all this other stuff. Just stop it. I don't believe you. And I get it that some people who are not very good as a quarterback, they could be a great offensive coordinator, they could be a great student of the game. But sometimes he talks, I don't even listen. I turn it off.
I hate the one guy. I can't even think of his damn name.
Ocho Cinco?
No. He's on Good Morning. Kyle Brandt. That's the guy I can't stand.
Oh yeah,
Kyle Brandt,
he's
I can't
pretty
stand
bad.
Let me get a couple super chats in here. Ultra Cowboy.
Yeah, they're battling back and forth.
The Eagles' only NFC East team with a losing record. Wow. And then Bobby Babinski, Eagles going to put belt to ass week 1. All right, go ahead, Phil.
No, I thought that was great. Great trash talking. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. It's
Yeah,
barely
but
gonna
like
have
I
training
said,
camp.
Washington gonna win the division. Washington gonna prove to you this ain't a sophomore. Jaden Daniels gonna prove it ain't a sophomore slump. He's too cool. He's too smooth, and he's calm. Nothing rattles this kid. He's going to prove to all of the league that he's going to be one of the greatest quarterbacks in the history of the Washington football team.
Man, we just disagreed for the past half hour. You're going to make us all agree that you're not going to win that.
Would you like your warm with milk now?
Okay, I tell you what, Jesse. Week one. Here's my bet, and this is a small bet. It's no big
Cocaine's
deal.
a hell of a drug.
And here's the thing: if I win, if Washington beat the Giants, you have to buy me Madden 26.
Shit.
Hold on. Stop the phone here. Stop the phone here.
Chuck. Dang,
If
Chuck.
Eagle fan want to run their mouth, then wait, hold up. If Eagles fans want to run Talk's mouth, then match this. If not y'all mouth, no action. What is that?
Maybe a little bit of drinking. Maybe a little bit of drinking. I like it. I like the trash talking. It was the point behind
Holy
it.
shit.
It was the point behind it.
Chat.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a super chat. That's a hell of a super
My
chat.
man. What's up, Chuck? How you doing?
Okay, let me put a $500 up there. Then.
All right.
Go ahead,
Yeah, whoever gets the most by the end of the night wins the division.
Damn. That'd be Momo,
Thanks,
right?
Chuck. Appreciate you, brother. I appreciate the support. Remember, Chuck is the guy that has given me the Mystic. The Mystic.
Ooh, yes.
The Mystic. The Mystic is here. I named the Mystic, but that's a real voodoo doll that has
Should have
never
had
been
Mystic
activated.
wake your ass up earlier, man.
It's never been activated. That's a real deal. I got him dressed up, but... And then I got the Mystic's chick up there. She scares the hell out of me, and I might have to burn her. But
No, send her to Joe Bull. He needs to get laid.
So Jesse, what you want? You want Madden or you want?
No, I'm not betting for the first game of the career. You out your mind.
What's wrong with it?
Thank you, Chuck. Thank you.
Don't worry.
Thanks,
Look,
brother.
see Abdul Carter right here? He's waiting for you, buddy. You see Abdul Carter right there?
I don't know. It looks like something from the 1950s, some old movie you got in the background.
Well, that movie monster's gonna be looking at your quarterback.
What that is?
That movie monster's gonna be looking at your quarterback saying, yum.
Jesse, just turn your head around and just give up being a Giants fan.
Yeah, we'll keep saying that when your quarterback's on his ass.
Jimbo, Wade and Chuck always go at it. I know, brother.
He's gonna look like a chihuahua dragging his ass.
I don't know what to say about your team, but I just say this.
I know what to say about your team. Beautiful.
Good luck on.
Okay.
Okay.
What's up, CZ?
So as you know, I think if you guys had to pick one position where you think you improve the most on your team this offseason, what would it be? Because I mean,
wide receiver.
You're asking
each team, each guy.
Go ahead, Randy.
So Randy said wide receiver George Pickens.
Pickens makes a big difference for us. He opens the field for us.
All right, go ahead. One of you other guys.
I'll say for us, linebacker with the addition to
he just
with
signed
Campbell,
his deal. His rookie deal.
Yeah, he just signed for $14 million with a 5th-year option. With Campbell, Smile Munden, I think our linebacker core
that's fair.
Is probably, and when everybody's healthy, is the best in the division.
What about you, Jesse?
My
D-line.
D-line, Tibula, Burns, Carter. Yeah, come see us, Momo. Come see us.
Alexander, don't forget Alexander.
Alexander. Oh, yeah. Oh, Alex, too. My bad. Oh, Alex. We'll see. We're like
All
this.
right.
We're like Lawrence Taylor, like this. Yum.
And don't mention the same Lawrence Taylor with that line. Stop it.
No, I said Lawrence Taylor, like his
Hold on,
photos, like this.
Momo, where have you improved?
I
I'm
think
waiting for you.
offensive
mouth.
line wise, I think we had slightly improved. Quite frankly,
Who was the one that had the retirement? Who retired? Like, wasn't there an offensive lineman that retired? That was
yeah,
Detroit,
the
right?
one we picked up. Yeah,
Center,
the
We
center.
got
Lion
hurt, though.
center.
It's a big blow for them.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, that was.
We'll see.
All right. Well, listen, week 1, we talked about it. Dallas has an uphill battle, but I kind of think, though, and I'm not predicting victory, but what I do think is Dallas has somewhat of an advantage schematically week 1. I just do. Whether we have the guys to execute it, I don't know that is nearly the case. But I do think we have somewhat of an advantage week 1 because. Hey, Game Time, what is your score prediction
Jay.
week 1? No, we can't do that yet, Jay Smooth. Come on, bro.
No.
Wow.
No.
Come on, Jay. Give me a little bit.
Wow.
Come on, I just think we have a little bit of the unknown. We have
Lots of unknown.
We have added a lot. So here's the problem with that. When you add a lot, you have to count on a lot, right? I could see, hopefully not, where, again, I feel like we're going to lean more on the pass again because until we establish our run. When I start hearing things, guys, like Miles Sanders is looking like the best running back in camp, and he looks like he has his juice, that's what we're hearing. I'm just saying it's a little concerning to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that that's good. I mean, it's not a bad thing. Super chat.
Okay for him. Is that bad for our defense? Like,
For each of you, what is the weakest position of your team? Okay, there you go.
Ooh, I
So
like
we're
that.
gonna
Here we
get to
go.
that. And let me get
Well,
this other
I
super
do
chat.
know
Hold up.
I'm about to have the biggest range.
hold on.
Let me get. I have to get the business out of the way. They paid a super chat. They need to get their question. Drew has a Jalen Hurts mask he puts on his lady at night when they do the dirty deeds. Dirty Sanchez. Thank you, sir. All right, go ahead, Momo. Go ahead. Let me write these out
No,
while
I'm
you're
saying
talking.
that on my channel, I'm going to lash out. My rant of the day gonna be the Eagles on my channel, so stay tuned for that.
Oh, that's special for you, Drew. That's nice.
And then
Give you a
Giants.
special shout out.
All right. Well, Mark Hutchin has a great question.
I like
And
that. I like that question.
Let's start with Momo since he has the floor. For each of you, what is the weakest position on your team? And we'll start with Momo, then we'll go to Jesse, Randy, and then we'll end up with Drew. 'Cause I don't know if the Eagles have any weaknesses, so we'll let them fill it. Linebacker?
Mm-hmm.
Who were your linebackers? You got
Bobby Wagner.
Yeah, but here's the thing: those linebackers ain't stopping the run. They're getting knocked down, getting pushed back 3 yards down the field.
No, what's the kid that kept jumping over? Don't you guys have Frankie Louvu? Frankie Louvu's good, man.
Oh, he's really good too.
You don't even know your own team, Momo. You don't even know your own team.
I would say
Momo.
corner.
No, I'm telling you, our linebacker core ain't. Frankie Louvu is not that
Chris
great.
Dooley,
He gets beat all the time. He gets knocked around. He's good where the ball is, but I don't see him as a great linebacker. I just don't see him as that. He gets beat all the time. He get pushed 2 or 3 yards down the field.
He was one of your best players, Momo. What are you talking about?
Well, if that's the best, I want to see our worst.
You saw it on the championship game.
I don't think Luvu's good. I tell you what he's good at. I tell you what Luvu's good at. Luvu go after the game, the celebration. He loves to do that celebration crap. He's good doing that.
Cowboys' weakest position would be halftime.
He get pushed back.
Hopefully not this year.
All right, so the Commanders say linebacker. I'm kind of surprised at you, Momo. I would say your weakest would be probably.
I would say corner.
Yeah, I would say corner. But hey, all right. Yes. So Jesse, what is your weakest position?
My up right there is my O line. I'm suspect on that. I don't know what we got there yet.
That's fair.
Your O line
Right.
now.
That's
Again,
fair.
I say
yeah.
more towards the tackles than it is the center part of it. but
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah. But like I said,
But
I just don't know because they were hurt. Some of them were hurt.
here's the deal.
and
We
some
often
didn't pan out.
criticize the Giants' offensive line, but they do have. It's not like every guy is horrible.
they got
Dallas'
really good
defensive
interior.
line gets criticized, and we know that it's because of the tackles, right? So it is what it is. Randy, what's our weakness, brother? What's our weakness?
You just said it's a one tech. If a Toye can beat the guy, then that's going to change everything. But right now, I'm a little worried about the defensive tackle right now.
Yeah, and that's true. Phil, you want to elaborate
And
on
then-
that?
Oh man, I would agree with him. I definitely. I think rushing defense tackles, we have like great ones. Solomon, you have
Yes.
Osa
Yeah.
Digizua, just amazing. But yeah, that run stopping type of pass J.
Yeah.
Even with that, like
Now,
I
Phil.
pointed out some ones that were defensive tackles that later in the draft actually impact their team. I think he can impact their team just because there's a lack of it. It's just I just don't think we have people to compliment him, and I think that's where I worry.
Phil,
And that
I mean,
scheme.
too.
Sorry,
you
go ahead.
played
Matt.
the game. What? How important? I mean, like I'm sure you played
Okay,
against
if
good
I-
defenses, right? Let's
if-
say a defense didn't have a huge one tech, but had unbelievable linebackers in certain
Okay.
schemes.
No,
Could
I was
that
going to
help?
tell you.
Is that
To me, I feared more rushing defensive tackles than I did, run stopping ones because obviously it didn't affect me as much
Right.
and everything. So they stayed there. They didn't come forward. So it wasn't it didn't bother me as much. So those passing ones, obviously those are the ones that disrupt your your timing. You have to stay up to the side. Now where's your guy down the field? Is there a linebacker there? Is your coverage there? Did people slipped out of position when I had to look down? I think there's a lot of things that come into play, and obviously you having to expect your guy to be there. I think that's where it happens. But to me, the rushing defense tackle, it's just that we've been burned so many times this past couple of years with that not having that run stopping tackle. And Haynes, let's be
Well,
real.
Bobby
that-
says slow
go ahead,
mo
Bob.
ranting,
Go ahead, Randy.
thinking the earth is flat.
What makes Philadelphia so good is Carter. He pushes
Carter's
the
a
middle back
freaking-
to the quarterback.
Yeah, I give him-
And
yeah,
you
I give him
need
credit
somebody
that.
like that.
You need a
You need
Carter.
somebody like that.
All right, well
Yeah.
here we go. Drew, I don't know.
Let me first respond to Dirty. At least I have a woman to put a mask on, not the blow up doll and the bottle of the Jergens that you use, my friend.
No, Diddy! No, Diddy!
Hold your
I'll
ears.
say-
Hold your
I'll
ears,
say
hon.
for-
Sometimes that's better, though. I'm
Whoa.
joking.
They don't talk back. I don't know. Oh,
That's for her not waking me up. What?
So,
Anyway,
wrong hole, fool.
Anyway,
That's what we
Drew.
call plan- that's what we call-
Go ahead,
we call
Drew. Go ahead,
plan
Drew.
B.
She don't hear
No,
me. Thank
for-
God. She's
Honestly speaking, I'll say
You all right?
huge question mark is
Yeah,
that
she's not listening.
the
Thank
cornerback 2 for us. The cornerback 2 is the biggest
Yeah,
question mark
well,
for
I
us.
think it's on your rotation though. I think it's there. It's just you got to find the guy. I don't think it's
Yeah,
Ringo.
I agree.
It could be. I like Trey Amos. You guys got Amos, right?
Amos.
Right?
No,
That's
no,
the
no.
guy.
Trey went to Washington.
Washington. Yeah, I
I
like
like the
Ringo.
guy
Ringo.
y'all
Let's see.
drafted. I
But
like
there was
the guy
somebody
you
there,
drafted
corner,
from
right?
Texas.
You drafted. Yeah, I would say there was a corner.
McMillan, a kid McMillan.
Yeah, I would say I think I liked.
So what's
I
your
can't remember.
weakness?
He's
Drew?
more of a slot corner.
What's your
So
weakness?
More of a slot
he
corner.
said his second corner is more in question.
Yeah, I would say for
He
me,
said
I would have to say
like the
biggest
weakness
question
is
mark
the
would be
water boy.
quarterback 2.
It's not
The
high
water boy.
quality H2O.
Water
It's not
boy.
high quality H2O. They're perfect everywhere else.
We got
But
no
on the
seated bed,
sideline-
heated seats.
But
No, I mean I could easily
ain't-
say safety is a question mark too. You know what I mean?
But you've been like that for a couple of years now with safeties.
oh god, I can't read that. Come on, man.
Did you
YouTube
get one? I
makes
thought
me
you just
read
got one.
these.
You got a
Oh
good.
man, this
Hey,
is
hey, Drew, hey,
Dirty
Drew, I got a
Sanchez.
question.
Drew, you
Dirty's
need to
obsessed
floss
with me,
Jalen
man.
Hurts'
Dirty's
pubes
obsessed
out
with
of
me.
your
That's what
teeth.
it is.
Yeah. Hey, Drew, Momo especially. Why do you guys haven't looked into that defense guy that wants to leave Cincinnati?
Jesse,
You
hold
guys
up
got
for a
the money.
second. I have to read the super chat. It's a
Oh.
YouTube guideline.
Do you have to?
YouTube
I
guideline.
have to.
It's a YouTube guideline.
Oh
Do you
god.
have
It's a
to?
YouTube guideline.
You're about
I
to get
have to
dinged.
because that actually, you guys will find out if you don't read them. That's the
You don't
whole
read them.
idea.
They yeah.
Drew, you need to floss Jalen Hurts' pubes hairs out of your teeth.
Oh god.
What the hell is happening?
like that.
Dirty said.
Dirty's
I'm
obsessed with
sorry.
That one piece of pork that just gets stuck in
Dirty
there.
is
Yeah.
obsessed with what's going on.
Yeah, he's
Jesus
obsessed
Golly,
Christ.
dirty.
God,
I think I took his girl.
I'm gonna
I
be
think
up
I
all
took his
night
girl
now.
back
I
in the
slept
day.
too long.
Is it week 1 already?
Oh,
Holy shit.
Yeah, I think it took his girl back in the day. He's still mad about it.
Dirty Sanchez, shots fired. God damn. Anyway, all right. So we've discussed our weaknesses. Phil, where do you think we should go as we wind up this part of the broadcast? And anybody who needs to go can go. I'll open it up the rest of the panel that can come in here. But yes, where would you like to go now, Phil? Help me out here, brother.
Man, there are so many different directions you could go on that sense. And I think we just kind of have to keep it NFC East
Linda, how are
related
ya?
because there's so much in the NFL that's happened and everything.
Yeah.
And as he puts the title on there, I again, like the draft was really good. I think free
Yes, it
agency there was
was.
some question marks. And I think in every team, just people leaving. You know, I think all of us seem to have a person that left and was all bitching about it. And so hey, it's past. You know, D-Law's time's past. You know, Huffs, any of those guys, they're beyond us. And this I really see it. Really building up to a hell of a division. I think we all have arguments there because hell, our teams are looking good. We all have at least a quarterback. I think we all have at least also a backup quarterback. It seems to have in the
Amen.
rotation that we can feel better about. I think as the camp goes out, you're getting maybe somebody there in camp that you weren't expecting. I think if I was going to ask you a question in this camp that you've been seeing, who's the surprise that's doing well that you would have thought maybe would have struggled?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What was that? You making fun of my shit?
During OTAs right now?
no.
Are
Dirty
you saying during
Sanchez.
OTAs right now,
Oh.
Phil?
Yes. Like, who was the guy in your training camp right now that, like, even with the, you don't have pads on, you don't have anything like that, but maybe a guy that you thought would, maybe not be coming in here and doing so well, and is maybe can stand out. Because let's be real, every camp has that guy. We had TJ Vasher, we had all these other guys that were standing out, and you're like, oh man, it's gonna be a hell of a season. Then when preseason came out, they just kind of disappeared. But if you had to pick somebody, I mean, who would that be? I mean, when I look at the Cowboys, our guy, I can name a couple of them. I don't think Pickens falls into that category because I think he'll be a threat through the season. So I worry about the running back position and what we're seeing there. He had a good run and Miles Sanders looked amazing and all that. Okay. I got to see it with pads on. I got to see it with all these guys. So the running back position is a little bit where I'm getting a little bit more hyped in that sense of what's coming out of training camp, but I worry about it a little bit.
Yeah, me too. Dirty Sanchez says, Drew, the only way you would take my girl if she looked like a dude. Okay, there you go. There it is.
He's obsessed.
All right, so give me
Says,
a guy from your
Ringo will
camp.
be benched by week 2 was a good one today to keep. Who said that, Twiz? Help me out. Like I said, I don't watch too much of that. I get a lot of flack from Mark from some of the comments in this channel, but I guess we don't offer enough to Mark because the comments in that live stream is always ridiculous.
Oh, he still got me blocked though after I sent him an email.
No, he don't have you blocked. That's not how it works. It's somebody else that Mark don't block anybody, trust me. So who are you talking about, Twiz? Just real quick. Just put it in the chat. But all right. Well, listen, I apologize for being late. We are going to bring in the rest of the Zoom crew, but I want to have a final words here amongst this group. You guys don't have to leave. You guys can hang, but I will be bringing in the rest of the Zoom crew. So final words from Jesse. We'll start with you. As we enter the off season, we're going to be doing this every Wednesday. We'll pick different people. Right now, we need more Giants people, or you're going to be seeing a lot of Jesse. And we need more Commando people. As much as I love Momo, we like to see different.
The fans are few and far between, so it's hard to find.
This is a channel member, because I did see Leo say, I want to be a part of the panel. You're always welcome, but not on Wednesday nights.
Leo.
This is a Zoom crew deal. You got to be part of the Zoom crew. It wouldn't be fair just to let anybody. Listen. no offense to anybody in here, I could have Philly 500 and Mark Holmes and Cop Izzle on here to talk NFC East, and we will.
My hero.
But if we could do every Wednesday a channel member and have a different channel member, this was Ultra's idea. Ultra, even though Ultra's rough on everybody, make no mistake, Ultra loves Drew. He loves Randy. He loves.
Oh, he loves all that
Momo.
trash talking. That's part of it.
Ultra
Yeah.
Yep.
actually told me because Momo really, really helps the channel. So again, just keep that in mind. He's a little
does.
rough on you, but that's because he's like your older brother or whatever. He just wants to be that way. But,
Very older.
no, he's not.
I guess I'm gonna say when they wrap it up.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say Ron Killings is gonna set the truth set him free.
Our truth.
Our truth, yes. Our
Oh,
truth.
I'm
Yeah.
interested, man.
Oh,
How are
dude.
you 50 something and you're about to have the prime ride of your life right now?
That's
That is
crazy,
awesome. I
isn't
think
it?
that's going to be great.
It's amazing.
And just imagine, just look at him. He doesn't look his age.
No, he don't.
And he got
No, he don't.
and
You're awesome.
and it was not a part. I know we're getting off the.
Oh yeah,
but
I know.
it was not part of. It was
wasn't
not a
part.
work.
And that was a
Nope.
great promo he
they
did.
signed him. Yeah, man, he's
Awesome.
amazing.
That was a
I'm
great
happy
promo he
for him.
did. That was one of the better promos because
It was
y'all
not
need
a
to go
work.
back and watch him in TNA. What he did in TNA.
Man, I put that. I recorded
Two-time
that stuff.
champion. Yeah, that was two-time world champion in
Hey,
TNA.
hey,
so it's
Phil.
like-
Hey,
yeah.
Phil, what you're asking before? What I'm very
Yeah.
I was surprised about my team. Jason Dart, man. Oh my God.
Jackson Dart.
Jackson
Or
Dart?
Jason Dart.
I like Dart, man.
Yeah,
Jason
I
Bourne.
couldn't believe.
he's gonna be a
I
good
couldn't
one.
believe it.
Jason Bourne.
Just got to give him time back there, man. I think that's what's going to be
Oh
the
yeah,
question
but I was
mark.
surprised. I was very pleased and surprised.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think-
I'm looking forward to the Giants being better. I know that sounds weird, but I actually like when the
Competition,
Giants
man.
are tough.
We want to
man.
compete, man. We
Yeah.
want to compete.
Mark
I
Hudson
want
with a
them to
super
compete.
chat. I like blue. My son said yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, my son being a butt,
Taking after his
talking
dad.
after his daddy. Well, I like Jadon Blue. I don't understand why you don't.
I like
Mark
Jadon
Hudson.
Blue.
Again, he's not a bell cow, at least right now.
Did you
so.
see the shirt that Clayton Adams had on?
I did not. What did he say?
Like if you look on your Twitter thing, I sent it to you.
Okay. Well, I've
Like
been
if you just take a
sleeping
look,
for
it's
half
yeah,
the
I know
day.
you were. Trust me, that's
Fucking
not
I
news now.
apologize.
No,
I'll be
he
up all
had
night now,
he
that's
had
the
a
problem.
shirt of like the Step Brothers from the movie
Oh,
Step
yeah,
Brothers,
yeah.
Yeah.
and it had Dak and CD on it though.
Oh my
I
God.
saw that.
So I personally believe
What's
that
up,
the
Tim Panel?
cornerback
There's our
Trey
weird dish.
Amos is going to be a great addition to my team.
That's a good one.
But again, Trey Amos, I like it and all, but I have a
He's gonna be your
problem,
number one.
Momo. It's a rookie, you know. I have a
He's gonna be your
problem.
number one.
I have a slight problem with rookies being relied upon. That's all. Again, you have a team
Especially
who
against
went
these
for-
wide receivers in this division. Holy crap,
Yeah.
man! Each
Damn.
one has a one
Here's
and
the
2,
deal.
like crazy.
Like instead of letting everybody wind up, let's start with Drew and say, I want to pose this question, and then listen, nobody has to leave. I know Phil's going to probably leave, but nobody
don't like
has
you
to
guys, that's
leave.
fine.
But we have the Zoom crew slowly creeping in. You guys can come
Oh
in
yeah,
now.
that goes loyal.
Wade can come in, but my
Loyal.
question to you,
What's up, Joe?
Drew,
Joe,
is
Joe.
this: well, I lost my question. No,
Yeah, sorry about that.
no, my question is, no, don't worry about it. Let me.
That was my
think.
bad.
Yeah.
That was my
Yes.
bad. I
He's
did
wide
that.
awake
Oh.
now.
I got a
Yes.
revenge on him from the
Almost
last time.
delusional. Momo's delusional. I answer your
Oh
question.
God.
Yeah, that was my bad.
Yeah, I lost.
He
it,
did it.
bro.
He did a couple of times to
Fucking
me
A,
the last episode.
I lost. I was gonna have a
It'll come
question
back,
where
bro.
everybody
It'll come
did-
back. No worries.
That's
Oh,
all
man.
it is.
Man, I'm
That's
so
silver
my
there.
age tonight. I can't wake
I'm
up.
going.
He couldn't
oh,
sleep.
boy, I'm
The
going
problem is
back.
he
Can't
couldn't
take
sleep, Phil.
meds without being
He couldn't
knocked
sleep,
out.
Phil.
Fuck. Kill me, man. You
My
killed
bad,
me.
man.
He killed his vibe.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did. He
Killed
was
his
on a
vibe, bro.
roll. He meant
Yeah,
that
he
shit
killed his
too.
vibe.
He meant that shit. It was a good segment.
Yeah.
The next thumbnail was going to be about it and
Okay,
shit.
I'll,
Like,
Hey, give
I'll
that man
check
the
it out,
NyQuil.
Twist. Thanks, brother.
I gotta go back now. I'm gonna listen just so I can tell you.
Fucking idiots, man. No, but Yeah, what was I thinking, man? And there's a lot of times on my morning video where I am not awake and I can't think of nothing.
Yeah, we
like,
could tell.
okay, yeah, but I couldn't even remember our third string quarterback, Will Greer, this morning. So,
Hey, game time, real
Yes,
quick, man,
yeah.
if you don't mind.
No, go ahead.
Let's put some prayers out for angry Cowboys
Yeah,
fan,
I was
bro.
gonna bring that up. Yes.
Yeah,
What
What's
happened?
wrong? What's going on?
What's up with him?
Died.
his brother passed away today.
Oh, sorry to hear that. Damn.
Not to bring it down, but I reached out to
Yeah.
him, connected. But keep prayers out for him and his brother, man.
Prayers
It
up,
is-
boys. Prayers up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Angry
it was
Cowboy.
it was his oldest one that passed.
Yeah,
It was his oldest one.
I brought him onto the channel. I mean, he's been doing it, but
He's
and
a class act.
and I did
Sorry
a
to hear
couple
that, man.
things, and
Good
we
man.
haven't connected recently. But he does a certain thing, but he's very, very good at it, and he's such a class act, like Drew said.
He is a class act.
He is a
man.
class act. Not everybody's like that. So, some people are different behind
Not
the
on this
scenes.
channel.
But like some people are like different behind the scenes. He's not. I've talked to him a lot, and he's a
he's a
really
good
cool
guy.
dude. So everybody say a prayer. He lost his brother, his guy who
sorry
was
to hear
his
that.
driving fan.
Yeah.
He was his driving force behind him.
He
Everybody,
was.
behind his YouTube channel. Because I remember him telling me that the reason why he wears his glasses because he's a little bit,
Nervous.
a little nervous. It's not.
Yeah,
easy.
it's understandable. It's understandable.
Not
We get anxiety a little
everybody
bit.
Nothing wrong with
has
that. Ain't nothing wrong
I
with
know
that.
I
No
did.
shame.
I never, and I remember telling Phil, Phil was like, he always wanted to do these videos, and then and I'm like, dude, let's just go live one time, and he's like, well, I don't. And it's a little bit uneasy.
It is.
Especially
Especially when you're first starting.
What people think it is. It really isn't.
Yeah.
It's
Hell,
hard.
I thought twice becoming a
Especially when
channel
you
member,
sleep
and I got
a half
like,
hour
oof.
into the show.
I'm getting there. I got my logo and all that, so I'm getting there.
But anyway, everybody say a prayer for Angry Cowboy. I'm sure he'll be back stronger than ever. I will reach out to
Prayers
him.
up.
So, but anyway, the show's not over, but now we've opened up to everybody.
It's the after party.
The motley crew here.
I'll have my act together next time until
Yeah, this was supposed to happen around 9:45, but see how
Yeah,
time
about 10
I was like,
minutes.
happened.
Jesus Christ, I gotta get up tomorrow. I'll be out most of the night now. I slept so long. So, but
So how you
anyway,
guys
welcome all. Anybody that wants to drop off, you feel free. Your work is done
What's
for
up, Joe
tonight.
Loyal?
But
up?
anyway, what's going on, Thomas? What's up, Joe? What's up,
Thomas,
Loyal?
what's happening, buddy?
What's going on, everybody?
Not
What are
much,
we
just
looking
enjoying the show.
What are we
Great show
looking
today.
for, Joe DeMasi? What are we looking for as we start, as we finish up mandatory camp? Actually, the Eagles are done theirs already. I didn't realize they
Started
were
like
already
a
done.
day early, I think.
Yeah, because they have
Yes.
that early preseason game, so they get to start early each time. Just like Eagles
Commanders
will
are in
probably
second.
be one of the first teams to report for training camp. But Dallas Cowboys have not opened up their dates. Yeah, Vinny Hagan, I'll be up real late tonight. So, but anyway, Joe DeMasi, what are you looking for? Like, what are you hearing, and what are you looking forward to, bro? As we're hearing little snippets from mandatory camp. Anything?
Well, I'm looking forward to the linebackers. I know it's just a couple guys running around in shorts, like we've been saying, but
Yeah,
we
Momo
brought
is-
in Jack Sanborn and Kenneth Murray. I'm happy to see those two. I really am.
I mean, what
And
is
with-
your
along with
thought
Ma-
on that? And
Along with Maris Leofow.
yeah, but
too.
I mean, Joe, and I like to give like before Phil leaves, if he's not already gone.
My God.
You
You got a reputation.
Like Jack Sanborn and
kick you out.
Kenneth Murray are the Dallas Cowboys #1 right now.
Yeah.
That's surprising to me, isn't it?
Well, I mean, to me, Jack Sanborn takes Lather Vander Esch's place, kind of, the guy that we were supposed to have there, but the neck injuries. I mean, let's just be real, man. A lot of the times with the investments that we've had, it's been that way. And just to let you
Well, you
know,
would've thought
Brian, I
Leofow.
dropped my little one off at the airport, so I have a lot more available time now this summer.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try to ruin, trying to change that reputation of mine about just dipping out and
Where'd he
going and taking
go?
a nap.
Where'd he
Like,
go?
exactly. Where'd he go?
He imported them. Exported them.
But I love the linebacker additions. I mean, I did like
but
the
I'm
small,
just
the
wondering why
younger
they're
guys that we
number
got.
one. Phil, that's all I'm saying. You got Maris Leofow. We heard how great he was, but is it because is it as simple as that was
How does the guy become the leader, a captain of a linebacking
He's an
corps in
Eberflus
Tennessee?
guy.
Right.
And then you got the other guy,
guy.
the Eberflus guy. It's just to me,
Yeah.
it's just the two have already.
Defensive coordinator, that's his guy.
Yeah.
So
I just hope it doesn't
Murray
spell
is a
doom for
tackling
Leofow.
machine.
Well, I mean, that is come on, man. He's gonna have plenty of opportunities.
Okay.
I mean, he might
He'll
be.
be our
he
weak
not-
side, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that could be it. But in the sense, I mean, at some point in the season, they're gonna have to shine.
What's up, Jameson? Yeah.
And so I just like the fact that
anybody
we're
can
not
jump in
real-
here, by the way.
Well, go ahead. Yeah, exactly. Tell us
No,
about
I'm
the
just
linebacker.
saying. Anybody, if you,
Yeah, but and like Randy was saying too in the earlier defensive tackle, we need a one tech. So it's either got to be Mozzie or Jay Toya that steps up. I feel.
Yeah. Sherman James. I mean, right? The linebacker, right?
Shamar, yeah.
Shamar James.
Shamar James, yeah.
Shamar James,
Shamar-
some stuff.
yeah.
That's the guy that I
Florida.
questioned the draft,
And
but
we
when you
traded
see
up
him
for
go, like he's been doing some stuff. I'm like, wow, okay, that's a little bit
He's
surprising
an
for me.
athletic guy.
Yeah.
I know he didn't put much numbers up at Florida, but I've heard that it's all like intangibles with that guy.
He has some
Yeah,
corner. He has some interceptions.
Florida was terrible.
Yeah, exactly.
The
They
You
were.
remember
dumpster fire.
Leofow last year? We were all happy about. I mean, we were like shocked, and he supposedly wasn't even the best linebacker on Notre Dame. But
That's Ultra's boy, isn't it?
but yeah, but
Leofow?
he came in
Yeah.
here and he actually did really, really well, and that's
He
why I
did.
was surprised that he wouldn't be the starter. But I think it's as simple as this defensive coordinator got his guys, and on day one, he's going to start his guys.
Well,
I
what do you
that's-
think is going to happen to Dwight Clark? Or Dwayne? What was his name? Clark.
Oh,
What's
yeah,
his name? Dwight
Damone.
Clark.
Damone.
Yeah.
Damone
think
Clark.
he's
There
gonna
it
get
is. Oh my
cut.
God!
He's
Like,
gonna
I
get
had
cut.
his name in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
They're going to
going.
cut him. They
Damone
get $3
Clark is
million
going.
back if they cut him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Now,
Dirty
now you're talking
Sanchez
our
with
language.
the
Now you're talking
super
Stephen
chat.
Jones's language.
Primetime Phil, you got a lot of available time. Well, not everyone has a poster of Jalen Hurts to rub one out. Like,
Hey,
did.
I like you like how he snuck that back through there. You
Yeah,
like how he started
out
off
with
like
you
the,
and ended up with Drew.
yeah, they just like stuck it back in there. He just like
Yeah, Dirty Sanchez.
like a boomerang.
Oh,
Just
God.
kinda,
He can help himself.
YouTube guidelines.
can't help
Sorry,
himself.
sorry.
Hey,
YouTube
Phil.
guidelines. I can't. Yeah.
Hey Phil.
What's up?
Oh, did you hear? You guys are you Cowboys fans too? Did you hear what the prank, the TikTok prank? What's his face playing on
Yes.
his coach?
Yes, I saw because he did it to Diggs. He did it to a couple of them. And
Yeah.
then he had the
He did
shot.
the- he did the
But
Dak.
you think about it. He answered his question about his contract.
He's like, I think it's gonna come. It's gonna be coming. Just have faith and stuff. It's coming.
Yeah, you know how Dallas does business. They're all last minute. They like people
last
talking
minute.
about
Oh,
him.
amen.
Yeah, they like people talking about him on the shows and stuff. So
Yeah.
they love that.
Right when it dies down, that's when they'll throw it out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but the funny part was the coach got the warm fuzzies and everything.
Dude, like I was, Yeah.
I was laughing.
Jared known for
because I've seen some ones go the other way where buddies have done that and they were like, "What the hell are you calling me for? What the fuck?"
Right.
Just
Yeah.
that's Jared. Jared known for doing things when you least expect it. That was just like I give you an example. That was just like when Dak, he was in Cleveland when he got signed, and
Right.
he was in the same. Nobody knew he was getting signed on game day like that.
that's
I
how it
hear
is,
all
man.
kind of stuff.
Before game one, boom, all of a sudden. Yeah, I heard more of the background than I heard of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I muted him. It was
Yeah,
Momo.
somebody got their TV on.
Oh, okay, that's what it was.
Momo's there for Pornhub.
Oh God, I can't read that.
Yeah,
Arthur.
exactly.
on,
I was
y'all.
gonna stop you.
Yeah,
Like, don't
come
stop.
on.
Don't read
Respectful in the
that.
chat, man.
Yeah,
I
I was like,
can't read
God.
that.
Y'all are like going all in
Boy,
on people.
today,
man.
boy.
This is
Arturo, if it was
football
super
teams, but
chat,
it's not that serious when you start making
if it
personal
was a
jokes about
super
people.
chat, Arturo, it
Yeah, I
would be
agree, Lo.
YouTube
I agree.
guidelines.
Come on
I'd have
now.
to read it.
This is
Dirty
fun.
can't help himself, man. He'll block me. He blocks me in Mark's
Who?
chat and everything. It's
Who?
crazy, man. He's obsessed.
Who Arturo?
No, Dirty.
Oh, Dirty Sanchez. Okay.
Yeah, he can't help himself. He's obsessed with me.
Yeah, if you want to do a super chat, Arturo, I could read it, but that's YouTube guidelines. I would have to read it.
I mean,
He's got a
Ultra
poster
gets
you there,
more than
He's
one
got a
chat.
poster
Phil,
you
there it is. There's the
Yeah,
new
I will
hook.
say, watch
YouTube
out what you wish for,
guidelines.
man.
You want me to read it? YouTube guidelines.
Yeah.
So does everybody think is going to win the division? What's going to be the order of the division?
All
Oh,
right,
you
there
going
we
over
go.
here? Here
That's
we
a
go. Now
good
we're gonna
one.
fight
No
words here.
comment.
Let's start out with Drew. I want to hear Drew get him.
We don't pick your
Go ahead,
team
Drew.
first. You
Let's
suck.
let's pull the Band-Aid off. Give me the
No,
order in which the NFC East finishes.
I think it'll be the Eagles, Washington, Dallas, and then the Giants.
Okay.
That was what it was last year. That's not what it's gonna be.
That's a shock. All right. Loyal Cowboy. I want to see your order.
Probably give it to the Eagles right now because they're defending Super Bowl champions. Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, and Washington.
I like it.
Wow, Washington 4.
I'm
What do you got to
Cowboys.
say about
Yeah,
that?
Washington a fourth.
That's just my opinion, Momo.
I got Washington 4 too. That's a good prediction.
That's
I
a
think the
horrible
Giants
prediction.
are going to be better than people think they are.
Not with Russell Wilson as your quarterback. Yeah, not
Russell
too many-
Wilson ain't going to play the whole year.
You see that defensive
I think
line,
at some
Momo?
point
Once
That's
again,
the
they're
line.
going to
I
have
keep
Jackson
talking about
Dart
the defensive
in,
line. It's
and
not
he's
going to work.
game time.
I
Game
don't
time.
care.
One at a
Game
time,
time.
please.
It'll be Eagles, Dallas, Giants, dumpster fire.
Wow, that's 2. That's 2. Let me read the super chat. Here we go. Dirty Sanchez he's on a roll tonight. Logan, Drew, and Jalen Hurts all got together in a bathroom and one day came up with the tush push. So that's where the tush push.
Oh my God! Fish is
So
out.
that's where the tush pushes came from. I did
where it
not
came
know.
from.
All right. So
That's
who's
where it
next?
originated from.
All right. So we got who we got? Momo, go ahead, brother.
Washington first, Dallas second, Eagles in third, and Giants in last.
I like it. Thomas Garrett.
I got Dallas in the division, Philly second, Washington third, the Giants in the basement.
You know where I'm
Hey,
at, Thomas? I feel like, I know this is weird, but I feel like Eagles are either going to win the division, right? They're either going to win the division, or they're not going to be number 2. They're either going to win a division or they're going to have a horrendous year for whatever reason. I'm not going to say the word because I don't want to wish that upon anybody. But they're either going to win a division or they're going to be like number 3 in a division. I still think Giants they pull up the rear, but and no pun intended. But that's kind of where I feel like Eagles are either going to win it, maybe we win it by 2 games, or they're not going to be in it the last few weeks coming down because of whatever, and they'll be like 3rd. And Washington will be.
Philadelphia. If you think about it, every time
Twin says Eagles, Dallas, Washington, Giants. Okay. Logan, Eagles, Dallas, Giants, Commanders. Wow.
It seems like every time when Philadelphia either went to the Super Bowl or won the Super Bowl, next year, Dallas always win the East.
Not to say that it's a big audience to
well, this is a new
year study off of.
This is a new team. This is a new offensive line, a new coach, a new coaching staff. I mean,
it's a lot of new stuff.
We lose.
That's why
at least it's not the old stuff. At least it's not the old stuff.
Yeah, it's not the old stuff.
But Drew could be better. It could be better.
Got Dallas, Philly,
Listen,
Washington.
Loyal, it's going to be better. I think it's going to be better, but is it going to be better this year?
Yeah.
That's my question.
It might take some time. And like I said, week 1, we got some catching up to do. I think it'll be a close game, but I think
Randy, let me get to Randy
build our confidence
McIntyre
up
here.
Yes.
My thing is, well, go ahead.
Well, what I was going to say is I believe this division from top to bottom is much better this year than it has been in the last couple of years.
Philly, Washington, Dallas, Giants, says Cristoli. Anyway, go ahead.
I think it's going to be Philly, Dallas, Washington, and New York, but I believe that every team is going to be better this year than they were last year. So,
Mark Huston says Dallas, Eagles, Washington, Giants. Now, my thing is, like I said, I kind of, it's weird. I don't know why I feel this way, but like I'm going to stick to that, Randy. I feel like Eagles are either going to win a division by like 2 games, right? And and be that team that everybody thinks, or they're going to just maybe have a bunch of bad luck and they'll end up 3. I don't see them being close and not winning the division. I think if they're close, they're going to win a damn division. They have everything the right, like the way their team's put together. In a close game, they're going to win because they can run the ball. You know, they can run. Nobody's going to stop them. So that's kind of where I'm like, they're either going to be that team or they're going to be out of it because of stupid shit. You know, that's kind of where I'm at.
And when people are putting I think you got to manage Jesse too. Is if when the people put the Giants last, I don't think it has nothing to do with the talent. Like you guys have the hardest schedule in our division,
exactly.
And so I think that has to take into consideration a lot. And so that's why I think he gets pushed that way a little bit more.
I think there's a world where the Giants finish out of the basement. I do think there's a world, but not this year because of that schedule. Man, it's just so brutal.
But
Jesse.
I wanted Bill game time. I want to see what my team does.
Well,
I'm not
that's a
scared
good
of
thing. And because here's the deal. I don't know that you are ready for prime time yet, so to speak. But
true.
No, but what I mean is, so let's say you have 7 wins. I think 7 wins on this Giants team would be phenomenal. Like 7, 8 wins would be fantastic, and you'd get another high draft pick, and then you may be the team that Drew's been talking about might be the problem in everybody's backside going down the road. You still need a quarterback. We still need to see if Jackson Dart's the guy. I know Randy likes that. It seemed like Ultra and a lot of other people were really happy with Jackson Dart, and he hasn't disappointed, albeit in shorts and t-shirts. Dirty Sanchez says Logan is trying to argue with me for getting on Drew. He's entered a battle of wits and came unarmed.
Okay, guys.
The jab's a diff.
All right, Momo.
All right,
Thanks,
Momo.
brother. I appreciate it.
All right, Momo, take it
Everybody
easy,
go
buddy.
check
Enjoy
out
that, Al.
Momo's YouTube channel. I'll post it in.
Post it up,
Somebody
Momo. I
posted
gave
in
you my
the
number,
chat.
Momo.
Bobby got a super chat.
Okay.
I texted you my number.
Where you texting my number? Where at?
My message. Text message.
You got my number?
Yeah, I'll. Well, I didn't give him anybody your number, but I'll give. I don't know who you texted, but I'll.
In Messenger maybe? Is that what you're talking
probably.
about, Jesse?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Bob
Take it easy, Momo.
Broke
All right,
back.
man.
Momo.
Appreciate that, guys.
Hello.
Love
Take
you.
it easy, man.
Love you.
See ya.
All right.
Super chat. Go ahead.
Brokeback Mountain and America's team have a lot in common. Both have Cowboys that suck. Nice, Bobby. Thanks,
Nice.
brother. Thanks.
That was a good one, Bobby.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Anyway, keep in mind Dallas did not have most of their play. I mean, I know that, but it seems like a narrative that not many other a team's fan bases want to really hear about. Mark Hutchinson. But thank you for the super chat. You know, again, I don't even want to bring up that word anymore because I feel like it's an excuse. They didn't play up to. Dallas wasn't playing well prior to the injuries.
Well, let's be real, man. This is where the depth of this roster comes in, and that's where the Joneses kind of dropped the ball. Like, okay, you're out there getting started, but we need you to get depth. We need you to get guys just in case. I mean, you're taking a gamble on some of these guys with injury histories. So go ahead and put some guys behind them that are ready to kind of, when we had some interior stuff break down, I at least felt good about some of those guys that came in. When the corners went down, Butler came in, but we got to the point where even Butler went down. So it was like there was a lot of question marks. I just needs to work on depth, and I think we did a lot better this year of at least getting people that if somebody has to go out for a series or two, they can at least fill in. I just don't think we really had a lot of that last year.
Well, hell, your quarterback went down. The season was over as soon as he went down.
Yeah. Oh, yes. He didn't even go down by like any contact either.
That's weird.
I've never seen that. Like I can't say I've ever stepped like that. Like that doesn't make any sense.
Is there a team? No, please go ahead, Randy.
I was going to say it could be worse. You could be a Colts fan and have Danny Dimes as your starter this year.
You don't think Richardson's going to start over?
Well, they came out and doubled.
No, he's hurt now. He's out for a while.
He just got hurt.
Dang. Did he go head first into something?
I don't
See,
know.
that's the thing, man. Some of these players have got so much promise,
Uh-huh.
and he's like another. What's the dude we just got rid of?
Rush? No, not Rush.
No.
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance. He's like another Trey Lance. high hopes.
I think he has more
and-
talent, a little bit more talent. The problem with him is that he likes to put his head down when he goes to run and stuff instead of like sliding or something.
Yeah, and his mouth and his work ethic ain't helping either. His mouth.
Yeah.
I hear Shador is playing pretty well in Cleveland right now.
Oh my God!
They're
This
happy.
to me when I see that they're like, oh man, there's not a bad play out there. It's like, well, because nobody shows the bad plays. Nobody videotapes it and goes, oh,
Well,
let me
we're
put
in
this on
shorts
Twitter.
too.
You know, oh my God, look
We
at
are
this
in
throw.
Yeah,
shorts.
Vinny says shoulder. I think it's shoulder. Did the Phillies win tonight? I don't know. I slept right
Yeah.
through it. Okay,
They
good.
beat Chicago.
Hey Thomas, who's winning the Thunder Pacers game right now? You
I was
watching?
gonna ask.
Yeah, I was
Well,
supposed to ask you.
I got it on
OKC
now.
is
The
up.
Thunder's winning
95,
tonight.
91, 9 minutes to go in
Yeah,
the fourth.
OKC is up.
OKC.
My brother-in-law is an OKC fan, so I'm
Nice.
rooting for him.
Yeah. Chris Dooley
They
says
should win
Richard
the
should.
series.
Yeah. Hey, Chris Dooley, I need another commando guy to represent. Because as much as I love Momo, he doesn't know a lot about his own team. Just like Jesse
Yeah, this
needs
game
to
is
do
a
some
game of
homework.
run.
We need Jesse to get on the ball with his. You're more.
I threw some money on Indiana just because they were the
Jesse's
underdog.
more knowledgeable about the Commanders than Momo is about.
Or did I?
I know thy enemy. Remember.
Or did I put OKC? I gotta
But
look
we
at it.
need to get another
no.
commandos, a Zoom crew in here.
That's gonna be hard to find, man.
Rio.
Without
Only
get-
person I know
No,
was
I'm
Rio.
talking
Phil, all
about
you gotta
the
do,
channel member.
Phil, all you gotta do is send your
Oh.
hand out, lift your hand up.
I don't know. I don't think I've seen those. I was just like, put your
Loyal.
hand up. Like get one of those
Lift your
singer
hand up.
guys.
Loyal.
Yeah,
I'm talking
right
about Zoom
hand.
crew.
Oh, okay.
I could go out and get. I was telling everybody I can go get Philly 500 and Louis T and Cop Pizzle, but I'm talking about.
Well, those are teams that are actually pretty good. So
Yeah, I'm talking about guys that are a part of the channel. Just like Leo wants to be on the Zoom crew every time, then hop on in, brother. You got the means, my man. Jason Dart, right? Right, Chris Dooley? Jason Dart.
Okay. I made a mistake, man.
Jason Bourne.
Jason Bourne, yeah.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Paul Buddy's nerfed.
All right, so Drew, did you come up with anything for us, man? Help me out, man. Is there anything that you think we should touch before?
No, man, I think we covered a lot of it.
We're good.
You know what
You suck.
And
Let's roll.
I didn't want us to no, I just didn't want us to, go back and the everybody talk about Dak and stuff like that and Hurts and
No, it wasn't mentioned. He wasn't mentioned.
But I think we tackled a lot, and I like the direction that the NFC East is going as a whole. I think in a year or two, the Giants are going to be hell to deal with.
They will. Yeah,
I think they're going to be hell if Jackson pans out and they get another wide receiver too and another back. They're going to be hell to deal with. I think this is a big year for Dak. I think this is a make or break year because I think Dallas is in that they're in a
This is
soft
his last
rebuild.
ride.
And I think if he doesn't get it done, I think he releases that no trade clause and we look for something else for Dallas. But I like the direction that they're going. They're young and they have some talent there.
Yeah.
And like they said,
All right,
I
Joe
hate to say it,
DeMasi, I'll see you, brother. Thank
a
you.
lot of this team is. I mean, they're building it so if something does happen to Dak, they're not building it just for Dak. I mean, I like Dak, I support Dak, but they're looking to what if Dak decides to leave or something like that.
Oh, he's got one hit away.
I'm just glad we got a quarterback can run behind Dak now. I got sick of seeing Cooper Rush. I'm sorry.
I've been hard on Milton. I will say I've been kind of hard on Joe Milton, but like what Brian Schottenheimer was saying today, maybe I'm being I think maybe I'm being a little too hard on him. You know what I'm saying? We're looking at these.
Hey, he could have been your guy that I asked you earlier. Who's your surprise? No, you didn't want to answer. And shit.
I heard he was struggling a little bit.
I mean, you expect it though.
The athletic
right?
ability is off the chart. It's not even
accuracy, right?
That's not even accuracy. No, because he's pretty darn accurate when he throws the ball. It's just about the game slowing down with a new offense. Remember, he was kind of he was a 6th round pick last year. So again, he barely knew the Buffalo. Now he's coming again and learning a new scheme. He's shown a few picks, but it's not like it's Trey Lance where he's just he just has to get down the X's and O's before he can, truly play fast and free. But right now, from what I was told, he wouldn't be the starter. It would be Will Greer.
Heck yeah, I
If
agree with
God
that too.
forbid,
I think
Hammy
Will
off
Greer
the
is
bone.
awesome.
So, and I shouted you out this morning on my morning drive saying shout out to Prime Time because you've been saying that Will Greer may indeed be the backup. Maybe. I mean, or at least in the interim right now until
I
he
think
gets
he's a better quarterback right now, decision
Yeah.
making and everything.
Yeah, and that's a key word. That happens a lot in NFL where people get enamored with a guy's arm. He can throw the ball 95 yards. He could, Joe Milton's doing somersaults in full gear. He's 6'4" and a half. That's pretty
Indiana.
darn impressive.
Beast.
I
That's
mean,
a beast.
that's not normal, but that's not being a quarterback. A quarterback has to do what, Phil? Well, I mean, it's not just
Manage the
about
game.
Yeah,
Manage the game. You got to know where everybody's at, on the offense. You got to know where they're going to do. You got to know what the defense is going to do before they do it. I think that was the biggest thing
Yeah,
when I got
Vinny, that's your
hurt.
guy.
I got hurt my sophomore year. I busted these teeth in. I got sacked. I just got rocked.
Oh,
And
Latimer.
I never wanted to get hit like that ever again. And so I studied film totally different than I had done it before. I wanted to know like the leaning and just everything. Like your body language said a lot. When you see those movies where you see like what's that the one with it's that Philly guy, I can't think of his name. It's from Disney one.
Invincible.
And yes. When you look at that, well, the white knuckles and it's like that stuff does come into play, a corner leaning and things like that, what have they done in the past? So I would watch this stuff. And I think that kind of helped me pre-snap. Yes, exactly, Vinny. Pre-snap stuff, Manning and them did it amazingly. And just being able to see what guys were doing before watching film and just seeing the habits and stuff like that. I think that's what I took advantage of later on. But it took me getting rocked in order for me to go, I don't want to do that anymore.
Mark Hutch
So
just says
decision making is
Milton's accuracy gotta
amazing.
work out. I don't know if it's
So
his
you're
accuracy.
saying, Phil, this
Might be.
about looking at his decision making. That's what I want to see out of Milton. Is
Yeah,
his
during the
decision-
game, during the
believe that-
preseason, yes.
I believe they picked up a couple of these offensive linemen so he would have a chance to stand up in preseason. That's what I think.
Bingo.
I think having Brian Schottenheimer
They want
in
to see
his
how he's going to
corner
play in
helps.
real time.
Yep.
he's got potential. He's got real good potential.
I think having brought Shotty there, I think that's a big one. I think that's going to be his kind of like the quarterback
I
whisperer
agree.
for him in any situation.
That's
I'm
a
not
good
saying that
question.
he'll-
We could transition to that.
Yeah,
Brian
go ahead.
Schottenheimer. Well, I heard something. I guess it was yesterday. And I'll start out with Phil with this. Do you think Brian Schottenheimer is going to do something totally different than what Mike McCarthy did, or do you think he's going to be similar? I know the answer, but I
No,
think
I
I know
mean,
the answer. What do you think?
No,
he's
I
gonna
mean
do?
I haven't heard a damn thing about analytics. I haven't heard anything
Bingo, yes.
about that. Everything that comes from Shoddy is Shoddy. His experience, his past. Oh, I've won a Super Bowl over here, and this is what we did with Russell Wilson, and so there's a lot of stuff. I think when I see him, I got excited about was just seeing those 2-minute drills and him putting in those situations, and I just think that that's exactly where McCarthy's weakness was. His clock management sucked ass, and it feels like he never actually went through a 2-minute drill ever in his life, and he's just like, well, I don't know what to do here. I'm gonna go ahead and call my 4-minute drill and just hope that goes in 2 minutes. Like it never seemed like it was the same McCarthy from the Packer time where he was eager to win that Super Bowl. That's what they talked about. Randy and them talk about that what you get that Super Bowl and you're maybe not as hungry and you're not as determined as you were before. And I get that. So that's because I that's where I see with McCarthy a little bit in some of those situations where you're like, well, you did the same thing as Jason Garrett. Well, we're just going to let those guys battle and you just got to win your battles. Well, sometimes you got to strategize. If your right tackle is allowing sacks, then guess what? You need to get your tight end in there. You need to get your running back in there. And we never saw that. We just leave him on the island. He'll figure it out.
Right.
So I mean,
We never
I
saw
don't see that with
adjustments.
Shoddy. I
Real
see,
quick,
this
let
guy's
me get to a
struggling.
super chat, and this goes out to Prime Time, my partner. Prime Time, I love hearing you, bro. I try to catch your show, but for whatever reason, it doesn't pop up like Mark's and Brian's channel.
I don't do enough.
Yeah.
I don't do enough.
Phil
That's what it
knows.
is.
Phil's
I
tired
agree.
of.
I don't do enough. Let's be real
Yeah,
dirty. I know.
I try. I really do.
I don't do
And
enough.
Brian, the
He
thing
knows
is, the one fact that a lot of people don't realize is no coach has ever went to another team and won a Super Bowl. That's won a Super Bowl. It's never been done.
It's never been
Eventually, at some
done.
point, it will, but like it hasn't. It hasn't. That's the truth. It has not been there. You know, just even in that sense of, can you give me a national championship coach and then win in not even that. I feel
Urban Meyer.
Urban Meyer, did he win?
It's
Did
funny,
he win?
He won in
Clemente-
Florida and Ohio State.
Clemente sent me a
Yeah,
picture
but he didn't win
today.
in the pros.
No, he didn't win in the
So I'm
pros.
saying,
I thought you just talked about coaches in general.
Well, I'm just saying, if he won a national championship, did he win one in the pros? I was kind of going
Well,
like that.
Phil,
Yeah, no.
you got to think, Phil, you got to think, Mr. McCarthy is better than Mr. Monkey Butt Powder.
Oh, Magoo. Oh, sorry.
Mr. Magoo.
Yeah, but let me ask you guys something. As far as
again.
McCarthy, the Joneses didn't allow him to do what they're
That's
doing
another
now.
thing. Exactly.
Okay, so my
Handicapping.
thing is, did they not have respect for the man because his own players didn't really get along with him? That's the problem that I read out of it. I mean, to let Amari Cooper go for a 5th-round pick was just idiotic.
That was
Because
insane.
you didn't like him. He still played. He's a good player. I mean, you have to get along with your players, and I think with these younger coaches, it's going to be at least a fresh smell this year. That's all
Oh, definitely. That's a good take in that sense too.
I hope it's fresh.
I mean, you hear it. I mean, you hear it.
You hear it through the guys' voices. You can feel it I mean, when you see an interview right now, it's totally different than they were with Mike McCarthy. There's almost a real sense of accomplishment right now.
Just to be around each other.
I mean, it's like he's a natural on the microphone. Mike McCarthy, he just sometimes you look at his gestures, his posture, and he's kind of like
Mike McCarthy
he's trying to be careful what he says
there.
because he's afraid that Catboy and the Muppets are going to say, "What was you saying?"
Mike McCarthy hated it. He hates media. He's used to being from Green Bay, where they don't have much of media really. Like he got a taste of what it is, and that's what
why
it
he
is
wanted
in New
Pittsburgh.
York. That's what it is in Philly, and it's amplified just a little more in Dallas. Everything they do is broadcasted over speakers, and they don't care about it. So that's just but I believe it's going to be different, and this goes out, and I'll let Loyal speak, but I do think it's going to be totally different, which is, I think it's a breath of fresh air. That's all. I don't know what it's going to do, guys. I guess you guys can tell my tone. I'm a little apprehensive of how all this is going to come together.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially at the beginning, but I don't think our schedule is rough at the beginning. It gets rough around Thanksgiving. But, I mean, obviously going to Philly, but then we come home against the Giants. I mean, we get 2 divisional games out of the way. It'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. Bobby Babinski, Super Chat. Shotty's going to run the butt fumble this year. Nice.
Butt fumble.
And the thing is, game, I think that Shotty, when you hear him talk, he don't give no F's. I mean, he's just like, I'm not going to change who I am and how I approach the game. I've been around, football his whole entire life, and that's what I like about him.
I guess he read the riot act to the Joneses saying,
he told him right then and there. He's like,
Well, listen, he's got more in one offseason than Mike McCarthy got in, 4 years? 5 years? 5 years. He's got more. He got, right, Randy? He got every guy pretty much that he wanted. Maybe the running backs coach, he didn't. Remember, I think they looked at Tashard Choice and they didn't offer him much. But I don't know we don't know what happened there. Maybe he didn't interview back. I don't know, but they didn't get him.
Was a money thing.
It was a money thing. Yeah, how. Yeah. So, but they went and got who I love the running backs coach. So, again, I'm excited. But go ahead, whoever was talking that I cut off.
I think it was Thomas.
Thomas, go ahead, brother.
Oh, no. No, I was listening.
Okay.
Well, to get the offensive line coach we got and the defensive line coach we got, it's going to make a lot of difference. I like both guys, and they're young.
What's up,
And
Leonardo?
the guy that came from Arizona, he took a
Adams.
team that was not very good at
Clayton
offensive
Adams.
line,
Yeah.
and he made them the top third running team in football. So that says a lot for the coach.
Yeah, I agree with you. Again, we have a lot to be excited for. This is all I was ever saying this offseason, Randy. And, it's like,
Yes,
man,
I
we can't
agree.
even be happy. Nobody's saying Super Bowl. At least we're not saying Super Bowl. We're saying we don't know. We have
damn
talent.
sure not saying the Super Bowl.
Listen, we have talent.
I'm
If it
hoping
comes
playoffs,
together,
like
who
shit.
the hell knows? But, what's
I'm
that?
with Phil. I'm hoping we go to the playoffs.
Now I'm just hoping right now,
We
playoffs
need
right
the
now.
most
Like,
talented teams. I mean, look at the Ravens. Look at Buffalo every year.
We got
Every year.
Shoddy.
Oh, Buffalo, they're going to do good. Baltimore, they're going to do good.
Hey, Lord, you mean the Ravens?
The who? The Ratbirds?
The Ravens?
The Ratbirds.
Yep.
See you, Chris. But all right, everybody. I won't keep everybody too late. I apologize for my getting out to a.
taking naps and shit.
Yeah,
I'm gonna call.
I
Gotta call you Mr. Sandman.
I was kind of rude. I was kind of fading, and I'm like, I'm going down to get a nap. And she goes, "You want me to wake you up?" I'm like, no, I got it. But
You got cocky. You got
again,
cocky.
3 hours later, you could have.
Hey, no worries, Brian. You gave me time to get home.
Like she
Great
let
show,
me rot. She let me rot anyway, but it worked out. So
Great show.
thank you.
Yeah,
Listen,
good show.
I'm gonna do a drawing.
Thank you guys. Thank
We
you guys
did
for coming.
well, so I'm gonna do a drawing. Remember, I got my merch channel in there. Whoever wins, you get to pick an item from the merch channel. Just let me know. I put my email in the chat as well. So here we go. The winner is, what do you know? Dirty Sanchez.
wow.
Ironic.
Wow.
Dirty Sanchez.
You're welcome, Dirty.
Is
He must
the
have
You're
winner.
welcome.
50,000 super chats in there.
He earned it.
You're
Now,
welcome.
I would say this.
You
Email
should, you
me
should
at
get Chuck some
gametime-
for just giving you that big, super chat too.
Email me at game. Well, yeah, I've sent him many stuff. He's a big boy. I don't know that I have stuff. I'd have to special order. Dirty Sanchez. Email me at GameTimeBrian@gmail. But go check out my merch site. We got tumblers. We got coffee mugs. We got hoodies. We got T-shirts.
Get them hoodies.
Whatever we got. I am going to be working on a T-shirt. I am going to be working on a T-shirt so that I
You
want
see that text I sent you earlier with the ninja print things I got?
I haven't yet. I've been
But
slaving
I got
for
some.
a
I'm
while.
gonna make
Brian,
me some shirts.
Brian, you sent that picture I sent you about me wearing a Giants
Yeah,
hat?
I like that. I wish I would have been awake. I would have.
Yeah, that ninja print's nice, man. You can put.
Well, I was
Man.
telling Phil about that, but we'll talk about that off air. What's the matter?
No, he
Talking
grabbed the
about the
man's
game.
phone.
The Indiana.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right, but all right, everybody. So yeah, Dirty Sanchez, email me what you want with your name
Tell us what you want.
and
what you
your
really, really
address.
want.
I can't ship it with Dirty Sanchez because I
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
going to
know.
be some interesting.
Yeah, like I need a
postal
name and
thing.
an address, and let me.
He's like,
know
I got a
what item you
reputation
want.
to uphold.
Well, we're
These are
going
my
to do this
peoples.
every Wednesday. Hopefully, I'll be on time next Wednesday, and I will let everybody know. I'll have my act together. Apologize for that. I still think it worked out well, but I didn't get a chance to do.
Great
Put
show.
it at 8:30 next time. That's all.
Well, I don't
It's a
mind
great show.
8:30, but I would have rather have had. It worked out. I knew it. Me and Phil never
get-
really have stuff written down, but when I have guests, I'd like to have them have a clue. But it worked out. It was fun. But don't forget, everybody. Again, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I'm not trying to. I'm not gaining anything out of it if you guys go or not. I know it's expensive, but if you want to hang out with me and Phil, we're going to be in Vegas for the Raider game. But we're going to be there hanging out for a few days. So even if you don't go to the game, you want to come and go to Vegas for a couple of days.
You got college
hang out
football.
with
You
me
got
and-
Sunday.
football
you got,
Saturday.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna try. I'm gonna try.
Sunday.
I'm gonna try to go, man. I
Listen,
really.
it
am.
really would be fun. Like I said, I know
I think we'd have a good time.
Yeah,
Be like
well-
the Hangover 4.
we have a decent amount of people going already. You don't have to stay at the Mandalay. It's a little pricey. The only reason
Hey, at
why
the
I did,
Excalibur.
yeah, the
I'm
Excalibur.
telling y'all.
It's a little dirty over there, but it's cheap.
No, actually, it rates the same.
Just
as
don't look
the
for no lot
Mandalay
lizards.
Bay.
Hey,
Yeah.
Warner love it.
Send it to
It's
Drew
about $400 cheaper.
and write it on there from Hertz with love. So you don't want your gift, 30 cents. You go back in the hopper then, brother. All right. Well, did we do another drawing, 30 Sanchez? Do you want me to do another drawing? Oh, I just dumped all the tickets. Scratch that. We'll do a drawing another time. I just opened the door and about 100 of them fell out. So we'll do it next time. Yes, but again, we are having a trip. So just if you want any more of the information, the next live stream, I'll put
Get
it
excited.
in.
And then Brian keeps sending me shit from like around. And it's like, we don't even have to leave the hotel. Like this guy keeps sending me shit in the hotel that we're in.
Yeah,
like
you don't
we're
have
never
to.
going to, I'm never
Well,
going to see
I'm a
Vegas.
big
I'm just
Michael
going to be
Jackson
like,
fan.
Just
and
don't run
Phil-
into Chow.
like, where'd you go outside when we went to the game across the street?
Don't run into Chow.
I'm a big
Remember,
Michael
Phil?
Jackson
Yeah.
fan. So I
What
told
stays in
Phil, I
Vegas,
said
Phil?
they're
What stays in
having
Vegas?
the Michael Jackson show was actually at the
Cirque Soleil. Yeah.
at the Mandalay.
I was
So-
like,
I've
hell
seen
yeah,
that.
I'm interested. And then I'm interested in Carlos Santana. Like, I'm like, there's a bunch of stuff there. I'm like, man, I'm
but
not
I
going to
mean,
have to
you
leave.
know, I don't want to be in a
Close,
show all the
Santana.
time, but
Yeah.
Me and my wife went to go see the Michael Jackson show. It's amazing.
yeah.
See,
so,
that seems like awesome. That
yeah,
seems awesome.
yeah. So again,
He was like, I
That's
like
my
MJ.
guy,
and I'm like,
so-
I like little Michael. Like, remember that?
Come on, man. Who don't like MJ? Come on, bro. But anyway, all right, everybody. I am out of here. I appreciate it. Sorry again if that was late. Blame my
No
wife.
Great
worries.
show, guys.
good.
Great
I'll
show.
talk to you. I'll talk to you. And
Thank you guys
we're
for
gonna
coming
do
through.
the actually primetime studios. Late. Peace out. Bye.
Appreciate
So-
you guys.
Hey man, what? I'm cool. This is me. We're gonna jump on that spaceship and get out of here. Let's go.
No judgment. Shoot.
To smash that subscribe button. You know what? I'm gonna give it. I'll give it 4 out of 5 avocados. Korg?
I was raised by avocados.
Oh my God! Just kill me now.
Ho, ho, ho.
Green Giant. Hey! We know each other. He's a friend from work.
I think it's going really well. I know. This is literally the first time I took my gun out of the holster. Right.
And that is why we need a triumphant video.
You guys led us to this. Thank you.